Okay. Here we are, back again with more of this, because wait, there's more. We're not quite done with this project yet. Got one more campaign left. You won't see this gameplay in the Pixel Remaster. It's funny because I'm saying that, but I'm 99.9% sure I'm actually going to get their Pixel Remaster for 6 because there's enough things in it for me to justify playing it over other versions. The translation is fine. It's with what the GBA translation was, basically, with a couple of corrections that I like. Cyan is usable now. He's not just, you don't just click Fang for his entire lifespan because it takes forever for him to charge and everybody else has to get a turn. I don't know. There's modding support. So I don't know. Won't be getting this for this Pixel Remaster, though. This Pixel Remaster for this game does not feature Soul of Rebirth, so I can't even remotely justify a purchase there. For 6, maybe I can justify a purchase. We'll see. Hey, Conquer, it's going good. How's it going for you there? We are just about to get started with the secondary campaign, Soul of Rebirth. I got my notes. I have the maps, although I don't think I'll need them. There's only 2 maps. Trust me when I tell you, even though there's only 2 maps, they will take a while to get through. It's not exactly as easy as it sounds. Excuse me. Alright, I think I'm going to take a drink. And then I'll get started. Doing alright, trying to relax at home despite the heat. Yeah, I get that, believe me. Oh, the heat is only just barely starting to die down for us here after the past several days of just heat wave. We actually had a little wind today. The sun was out and still blistering hot, but it wasn't quite as blistering hot as it's been. Hopefully tonight it isn't still, because it's been in the 70s every single night, and I just, my room gets so hot I just can't sleep without the air on. So I have to, I sleep for a few hours, and I wake up, I turn the air on, I sleep for another few hours, I wake up, I turn the air off, try not to waste too much electricity. So it's just it's back and forth stuff. I need to go someplace where it's cooler, but in order to do that I would need to move north, and to move north I would basically, I could move into the mountains, because in the mountains it'll be cooler. But if I was to move any further north from here, I'd need a residency, basically, in Canada, like a work visa and a residency in Canada, so that's probably not going to work, but, I guess I could work at it, but boy, it would take a while. Currently 96 Fahrenheit over here where you live, and is going down. Yeah, I don't envy you the slightest. It gets upper 80s, close to 90 here, and I am sweltering. So 96 is oh my god. I would be not in this house. I would be somewhere else where there is air conditioning that I do not have to pay for every month. Oh man. Okay. Well, anyway, so we finished the main campaign last time. I can show you the clear file. It says clear over there. And it's funny because the clear file is after the fight with the Emperor, so it looks like my HP values are even lower than they actually were. But, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, we're not quite done, because once you beat the game, this option opens up. And trust me when I tell you, this is a slightly different ride than the original game. The original game ramped up its difficulty slowly. This one does not pull any punches. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy II, the Stream Edition. Today, we are going to begin my coverage of the secondary campaign, Soul of Rebirth. Let's get started. Gotta load your clear file in order for it to load up. I don't think you can load an unclear file. I think I could try. Yeah, see, it just won't let you, so you need to have a clear file in order to load up Soul of Rebirth, so there you go. 102 Fahrenheit outside yesterday around noon or so. Yeah. God, you'd walk into my room and you would find me melted on the floor. I'd be like, please pour me into a beaker and don't spill me. I can't. Oh my god. But yeah, so you need to load your clear save in order to play Soul of Rebirth. The premise should become clear shortly of what it is, but I mean, the Emperor's gone, so like, what else could there possibly be for our heroes to do? Well, there is more for our heroes to do, but not the same heroes that we used at the end of the game. Other heroes have another purpose that we'll see. It was your destiny to die. I mean, I would imagine you used your life essence to open the door to Ultima, so I gotta imagine this is the afterlife. Somehow Jade looks a little different this time of year. Oh, looks like some of the Imperials are here. That's not Gordon. I know who that is. We haven't seen him in forever, though. Yeah, so it's not Gordon, but it's question marks. No, it's actually Prince Scott. We saw him at the very beginning of the game. However, he's in trouble because he's being ambushed by 2 sergeants and a Black Knight, and we have to fight them off with just Minwu and Scott. Isn't that fun? No, it's actually not as bad as it looks. The sergeants aren't too bad. They're exactly the same as they were in the actual game. And, I mean, Minwu handled 1, so we can probably handle 2. The Black Knight's stats are significantly diminished from what they are in the actual game. So you're not fighting like a Castle Palamecia Black Knight or anything like that. No, you're fighting one that's about as strong as the sergeants, except with much more HP. And this is why I said put Minwu in the back row before he left, because now that he's in the back row, we don't have to worry about him being targeted by physical attacks and very quickly dispatched to leave question marks by himself. So, we're going to get Blink up on him because he's the only one in the front row. He starts with a little bit of everything, 700 HP, 100 MP. Fire, Thunder, Blizzard, he doesn't have them in the right order. Cure and Life in his arsenal, but we'll just physically attack for now. He's got, I think, level 8 Sword and Shield, so that's pretty good, actually. He doesn't have the best armor on, but, you know, should be enough to handle all of this. As long as we don't take too many of those. I don't think I even need Protect, to be honest, on anybody, or Shell. I think I'm just going to try to teleport the Black Knight out, honestly. Level 4 should be enough, but we'll see. Would assume his stats are diminished due to being in the afterlife. That's distinctly possible, yeah. His life force is slowly being drained away because he is dead, so. But yeah, so the row mechanics make things a little bit easier for everybody to manage here. Minwu can help question marks take down these sergeants from the back row. This is not something, I mean, you don't have to worry about this in the Pixel Remaster because Soul of Rebirth isn't in the Pixel Remaster, but if it was, this would still be a big problem because rows in the Pixel Remaster actually work like they do in traditional Final Fantasies, where in the back row you can still be targeted by physical attacks, it's just that they have half their physical strength, which would still mess Minwu up something royal, to be clear. But, yeah, no, we don't have to worry about that in this version. We can just kind of go wild and cast. And hope for the best as long as we don't get bowed too many times. So, actually, I would have preferred if more of the bows hit question marks there, because then he would have had a chance of gaining some HP out of this fight. But that's okay, it doesn't have to. I'll just cast Protect, why not? If we can even get it off before excuse me, this happens, but we did. Alright, and honestly, yeah, just help out again with fire if he lasts long enough. He did not. Good. And that takes care of that. And I wanted to try to use as many spells as possible there for Minwu because of the fact that he'll gain some MP from doing that. Now, we start this campaign with very minimal amounts of healing items. We have 10 ethers, so that should help us out a little bit, and 5 Phoenix Downs. That's fine. But we don't have ready access to an inn or a shop from where we're at. We're dead, after all, so, like, where are we going to find a place to rest when we're dead? So. Now, I actually would have preferred to have gotten gil out of that fight, because we need about 20,000 gil by the basement 3rd floor here, but we'll figure it out. It's fine. Yeah, so it's Prince Scott, yeah. So, Minwu and Scott meeting up in the afterlife. Yeah, about those rebels you gave the ring. If only you could see them now. Oh, don't worry about them. No, they're fine. Yeah, looks like we're both passed on. You would think, but... Yeah, it's, I was gonna say, we're in a bit of dire straits up in the world of the living there. Unfortunately. What a coincidence! Yeah, they're the spearhead to our vanguard, basically. Yeah, judging by our surroundings. Apparently so. I mean, look at all those dark crystals. Yeah, we kind of can't escape the fact that we've murdered a bunch of people in this game, can we? I actually kind of like that comes up in dialogue in the game, where they're like, yeah, you know, I kind of did kill people. Because sometimes, like, games make you feel like the protagonists are like, they do no wrong. And it's like, you are slaughtering your way through hundreds of things in order to get to those bosses. It is not like you are doing no wrong here. So why did we wake up in the passage to hell if we died? That forms the central mystery of Soul of Rebirth. Let's go solve this mystery, shall we? And we get Scott in the party. Very nice. I actually kind of like the setup, though, because they give you a central premise, they don't take forever to get to it, they tell you within the first 5 minutes, and they just say, okay, here you go, send you on your way, you're in the unknown cave on the 1st basement floor, you have several floors to go, good luck. And it is good luck, because the enemies in here will mess you up. And I know, why am I taking off my armor if they will mess me up? Well, it will give Scott a higher chance to dodge if he has his armor off. That's why. So, can you top everybody off? No, I didn't think so, with the multi-target cure there. I could have used a hive potion on you, but we've got ethers as well, so we can just do that in an easier fight. Now, I'm going to make a recommendation for the beginning of Soul of Rebirth, because it is challenging, the beginning of Soul of Rebirth. Once you get the whole party together, it's a little easier, but at the beginning, when it's just Minwu and Scott, no, it's pretty tricky. So, save your game on every single floor, and that's the best advice I can give for right now, because other than that, you're stuck with whatever you had Minwu equipped with when he died, and whatever the developers gave Scott. And the developers said, that's all you need, good luck. So, yeah, good luck. Gill snappers are just like their adamantine cousins upstairs, and land turtles, they're weak to ice, so you can get rid of them pretty handily. I was trying to get an ether off, but Scott was too fast with all his armor off. It was like he removed his weighted clothing. I mean, he literally did, so, like, that would make sense. But the layout might seem a little bit familiar if you remember how the Jade Passage went in the previous episode. That's because the unknown cave that we're in is a mirror version of the Jade Passage. So, like, the map is the same map, but instead of moving to the right, you're moving to the left, basically. So you're still going up and down when you have to go up and down, but you're moving left instead of moving right, so. To give you an idea of what we're in for here. So there you go. Death Horns, I don't think they're weak to anything in particular. Just gonna try to get a blink off so Scott doesn't get demolished, because they hit for like 200 a hit, if I remember correctly. So. I remember the beginning of this one very clearly because it's pretty damn difficult sometimes. Like, it just, if you get ambushed, there's an enemy around here I think called a sea serpent. If you get ambushed by sea serpents at the beginning of Soul of Rebirth, they can cast Tsunami 8 on both Minwu and Scott for like 100 damage per tsunami. So if you see like 3 or 4 of them, you are hosed. Because that's with split damage. So like Tsunami, when it hits, it has split damage if there's more than one party member. So like if there's two, it'll split up the damage. But if there's only one party member, it will hit for 4 times its normal damage. So you'll be getting hit for 400 damage Tsunamis if Minwu goes down. So Scott won't last much longer than that afterwards, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm going to cast Fire on these guys. We've been kind of lucky-ish so far because the enemies we've run across haven't been particularly challenging. They can be, but so far... Okay, maybe not. Maybe I should... yeah, okay, I should probably definitely cast Blink on Scott. I should not have said anything. There we go. Now he should be good. Gonna leave him at the low HP he's at, though, because we can just cure that off next turn, and then... we can go from there. But I believe these Bigfoots are weak to fire. I think that's why the one got one-shotted by a level 3 fire from Minwu. Yeah, that looks vaguely like weakness damage. So... I just keep casting with Minwu. He's not going to do a whole lot of good with his physical attacks, unfortunately. Especially from the back row. So... just keep a casting. You know it's bad when I'm resorting to spamming Cure outside of battle, though. Like, that's... it's like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. That's not how that's supposed to go. Alright, we have 4,000 gil to our names, and we're just about done with the first floor. I'm going to try to get into one more encounter before we go. Watch me get ambushed by, like, a Glazia Labilus or something. If you don't know what that is, you will. Ah, okay. Well, at least we didn't get ambushed, because these 2 Sea Serpents go down to a Thunder Spell each. But if we got ambushed, they would have cast 2 Tsunamis on us, and we would have been in big trouble. I think they can also poison you with their physicals, maybe? Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but... yeah, no, they can be tough. Get a few intelligence boosts here and there. I wouldn't worry too much about stat boosts in Soul of Rebirth. It's not like a hugely long campaign, so... the developers knew that, and they took... that into account when they thought about what gear they gave everybody to use, so... so, like I said, it's a mirrored version of the Jade Passage, which means that door is empty. It's a trapdoor. And should be, yeah, secret passage right over here, where it was before. There's an ancient sword. Probably a good idea to give that to Scott right away. He's left-handed, by the way, so make sure you put the weapon in his left hand. If you decide you want to change it around, make sure you put it in his left hand. So there you go. I would love to get him a Silver Cuirass, because it has the same defense as the Mithril Armor while being lighter, but, you know, we'll figure that out later. Excuse me, I know there was one, whatchamacallit. Oh, good, these things sap my MP. Get that blink off faster, Minwu. I don't want to be wasting ethers here. There we go. Yeah, I know there's one more treasure down here. I guess I can look at my map while I've got it here. We got all the treasures on the first floor. Yeah, okay, I see what it is. There's one more treasure. Well, there's 2 more treasures. But one of them has a special property that we will talk about in just a bit. Are you guys weak to fire? I think so, but it's worth a shot, I guess. I mean, I guess I could cast Teleport, but... yeah, no, not weak to fire. They do die to 1 Fire 3, though, so that's kind of good. Let's practice Teleport a little bit, why not? It's good to get some experience for fire, though, at the beginning. I mean, Scott has the free elemental spells with him, but you never know. We might be in a situation like we were with those Sea Serpents where you want multiple spells, but yeah. If you have the elemental spells on both of them, you'll be in better shape. So, I think Soul Eaters, if I remember correctly, can drain your HP per hit, but I don't think they're particularly challenging. I'm going to try to get an Ether off. They're the Leg Eaters of Soul of Rebirth. They have more HP than a Leg Eater, nice, but they aren't particularly tough, even with the HP draining effect. One thing you'll notice about Soul of Rebirth, if you know how the equipment drops work, like if you've looked at the drop tables from some enemies in the original game, a lot of the enemies in Soul of Rebirth have the same drop table as certain other enemies in the game. So like the Death Flowers that were in the original game, the Soul Eaters have the same drop table as them. So you might get a bunch of sleep grass out of them, you'll get antidotes, that sort of a thing. So But you'll notice that as you go along, there's quite a lot of enemies that have similar drop tables. So, unfortunately, the one and only enemy that doesn't have a drop table equivalent in Soul of Rebirth that you would want to have a drop table equivalent is the sorcerer, not the sorcerer, the wizard, because that means there are no Osmos tomes available in the entirety of Soul of Rebirth. So we're gonna have to adjust around that just a little bit. Hey, I recognize that guy even from the back. Hold on, let's do a quick save here before we go. Because the last treasure's up here, then we gotta go to the top left, but before we go there... Oh, god damn it! How did you... Well, I mean, I guess I know how you got here. If we're all dead then, and this is hell, then that's how you got here. Let's settle this once and for all. That's assuming you can even kill him. Something tells me that's not how that's going to work out for you. Let us handle this, friend. Uh-oh, ambushed. But thankfully, we also put Joseph in the back row, so now Joseph and Minwu will be out of harm's way. And that's good because we have to fight Zombie Borgin. Not regular Borgin, Zombie Borgin. This time it is the same one as the one we fought at the end of whatchamacallit, at the end of the game. Although I think maybe his stats are a little lower as well. But yeah, no, he's pretty tricky. He's got the same amount of HP. He might just have slightly lower attack power and defense so that we can actually hit him with our weapons. That being said, he's weak to fire, so go on blast. Joseph doesn't have fire with him, but he has a bow and he will use it. Yeah, like, look, 600 damage from that Fire 4. This won't take very long. Joseph might be able to get some weapon skill out of it, though, if we do that, like, one more time or two more times. And goodbye, probably. If I've been keeping track of damage right. Yep. See? Not too bad. Well, at least he gave us some money this time, unlike the first battle. You can get like 4,000 gil from the first battle if they don't drop their weapons and stuff. So, yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm starting to notice a trend here. I mean, it might just be that wherever we went, you know, we were in the middle of the war, so Fury and Maria and Guy were always in harm's way, but... Yeah, that's the thought process. I mean, we would have just gone straight to hell normally, wouldn't we? Like, we wouldn't be in the passage, because then we could go back to the realm of the living. Something fishy going on here. I guess so, once we find it. So now we get our third party member, Joseph. He's okay. He's probably the weakest link out of the whole party in Soul of Rebirth, if I'm honest. Especially if you didn't put him, like... If you didn't give him a shield, or if you didn't put him in the back row and give him a bow or magic or something like that, he's cannon fodder, honestly. Like, a lot of the times people will bring him in to Soul of Rebirth having just worked on his bare hands. So, like, he'll come in with almost no evasion, and, I mean, whatever body armor you gave him, but that's fine. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't get very long to actually do anything in the main game, so he comes in with okay HP, but mostly pretty low. He's got the same HP as Minwu at the moment, after all. And if he's just got his fists, he hasn't really leveled up any evasion or agility, so he just gets wombo comboed by the enemies in here and then dies. And, I mean, I guess it gives Minwu experience with his life spell, but that was why I wanted to put him in the back row, because I said, no, he's gonna be really hurting if I don't put him in the back row, so we'll do so. Alright, so we got the Thief's Gloves out of that. That is only one of 2 pairs of Thief's Gloves that are available in the entirety of Soul of Rebirth, and one of them is a, well, it's not normally available. I'll talk about it when we actually get access to it, but one of them's not normally available. So I'm going to give him to Minwu because Minwu is the first person in our party, and from what I understand, the first member of your party is usually the one that influences the determination of whether you get a preemptive strike or get ambushed. Or at least they're factored in the most out of anybody. So, but yeah, with all 3 of us, we should be able to handle some of the weaker enemies in here pretty easily. course, if the harder enemies decide to make an appearance, things will get a lot more troublesome, but that's normal, you know. As I say, I don't even know if these Soul Eaters are weak to fire, honestly. There's a few, like, elemental weaknesses in Soul of Rebirth, but as you'll see in a few moments, that's not really going to be a problem for too long. So, we will find other means of damaging enemies, and it won't even come in the form of instant death. We'll be just doing straight damage. So that's fun. Oh wow, Minwu's got more HP than Joseph now. Won't last too long, but it's kind of sad, if I'm honest, to see how the mighty have fallen. We'll fix that soon enough, but, you know. I suppose if you were to have Joseph, you know, just be in his bare hands and everything, he probably would have gained a little more HP in the process of, like, playing the regular game, because he'd get wailed on by a lot of the undead enemies in the snow cave, but I don't know if he'd come in with enough HP to really make a huge difference, you know, so. He'd probably still have a rough time of it against all the enemies that we're fighting in here, but, you know. I think we should be able to... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I think we should be able to do enough damage to deal with this guy even without using Thunder, but evidently not if you can only get the one hit off. I mean, I'm asking for it. I'm using the Ancient Sword after all, but, you know. Alright, slowly building our money. If we only have access to 10,000 gil, that's fine. I'd love to have access to 20,000 before we get to the bottom of these waterfalls, but, you know. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. There's only so much I can do after all. Ah, good, curse. How much do we need total? Let me look at my notes. 25, 3, 40... 77,800 gil is our absolute total for this campaign. So it's going to take a little while to build up those kind of funds. I mean, we only have 10,300 plus whatever the stuff on our backs sells for, but that's fine, you know. We'll make our money. It won't take too long. I was going to say, uh-oh, ambushed by this guy. That's going to suck, but he elected to just go for a physical attack, so twice, actually. So that helps a little bit. And then we managed to actually kill him with the Ancient Sword. That's impressive. Yeah, no rune axe in this chest. However, there is another silver cuirass in this chest, which will very effectively replace the mithril armor. Give Scott a little more evasion. Yeah, see, now he's got almost 99% evasion, so that should come in pretty handy for him. Do I want to use the Ancient Sword? I'm trying to think at this point if it might be better to just... Because the Mithril Sword has more accuracy, so it might be better to just cut my losses and use that instead. Oh, you know, I didn't really look at Scott's stats now, did I? Yeah, so he starts with level 8 swords, level 7 shields, I guess, so that's fine, I suppose. And then, kind of similar to Gordon, he's effective all around. He has 30-ish in every stat to start with, except I think agility starts at 35. I don't think he's gotten 5 agility boosts since we started. And he's got some HP in his body, so that should help with any tanking he might have to do, because he has to do some tanking. Did I save on this floor? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. Okay. We're going to save now, just in case. You never know, like I said. It's probably looked pretty easy so far, but that's because we've mostly been running into the easiest enemies in the cave, other than the sea serpents, who just have low HP. There are a few tougher encounters that we can encounter going forward, so we will try to be prepared. I don't think it matters what floor you're on, though. I think it's just like, okay, well, you can run into a little of everything everywhere. But, you know. Alright, so we'll probably want to have that go on. Yeah, with the Mithril Sword, he can still hit these guys for pretty decent damage, so... that should help a little bit. And just like in the original, if you go behind the waterfall, there is a merchant here, and he sells the same stuff as the other merchants. Berserk, Haste... Well, okay, so he sells Holy instead of Death, and then he sells Flare. You don't really need a death spell when you're dead, to be fair, so... but we're going to buy... I want to eventually buy a total of 2 Berserk Tomes, so that's going to be our first goal, is to get 2 Berserk Tomes. I could sell the elixir that we've got for an extra 25,000 gil, That might not actually be a bad idea, honestly. Let me see how much money we have after we sell the rest of this stuff. Excuse me, because we don't need, like, the Sleep Grass, the Hellfire. Excuse me, any of this stuff, really. Don't even need the Ancient Sword, because as you'll see in a moment, there's a better sword waiting for me on the next floor, so we're just going to get rid of all of this stuff right away, and we'll see what we've got left. I didn't sell the Sleep Grass. I didn't sell all of it, anyway. 47.50. Yeah, I'm going to sell the elixir. I don't think we'll need it. We've got 9 ethers left and a high potion in case we need it, so I'm just going to sell that, and we're going to buy this other Berserk Tome. I just don't feel like walking back here, if I'm honest with you. You really only need 1 Berserk Tome, but I'm getting 2 so that way we can have Scott and Joseph work on this. The one person that's absolutely vital to be working on Berserk, though, is Scott. He's the most important person to be working on. If you're going to have anybody work on any black magic, Scott is the one to have work on that stuff, because, well, he's going to get some equipment that will make black magic very powerful for him later on, so. And same with these doors as in the Jade Passage. Take the one that's on the farthest end, the farthest from the waterfall, and there you go. Actually, no, I was wrong. It's not this floor where the better sword's waiting for me. It's the next floor. Because this floor has a few other items on it, so we'll just take a look and see what we can find. A high potion. That's not the best, but I'll take it. Let's see. This room is not trapped. It's got some... Oh, good. Death Knights. Fantastic. Minwoo, get Blink up. We're gonna need it, brother. These guys are actually pretty valuable, though. They're slightly different from the Sergeants, obviously. I mean, just judging by the palette and everything. But they have a chance to drop unicorn horns for you, so that's pretty good. I mean, we've got Basuna, so I don't have to worry about that too much, but, you know, having access to unicorn horns would be pretty handy, just that way. If we need to have someone other than Minwoo cure a temporary status ailment, because Minwoo got confused or something like that, we would have access to it, so. Yeah, they're both 3s hurt a little bit, so we gotta be a little careful. We're gonna have to heal after this one. There's no way around that one. And I think, I forget if they have like 150 or 200 HP, but, well, should be dead in a minute. Got some good defense, though. Even with the Mithril Sword, Scott's still not whacking them for very much. There's a whole bunch of Gil for us there, though. Ooh, and they drop a Poison Axe for us, and a Stun Tome. Too bad I don't have anybody using axes, because that would be the second best axe available. I originally thought about giving Joseph axes, but, well, unfortunately, that was not a decision that I made, and now, having gotten a Poison Axe, it's like, yeah, okay, well, thanks for rubbing it in. It's okay, he'll get access to a better bow very shortly. As a matter of fact, he'll get access to the second best bow in the game pretty much as soon as we get out of here, so I'm not really super concerned about it. I'm only slightly tilted. There's a Demon Spear in that chest, though. That's going to be important. Remember that we have that, because it's going to come in handy in just a few minutes. So, I mean, I could give the Poison Axe to Scott. Even with only 2 hits, he'd deal massive damage with it, but that's not what I wanted to do. He's left-handed, I just said it. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. Gonna lurk while boyfriend helps me make lunches for the week. Hello. You go ahead and lurk. We are just wandering around the passage to hell, we think. And we've recruited everybody except for the 4th party member at the moment. Although I should mention something about the way that you recruit party members in Soul of Rebirth. You can actually recruit them in a different order than this order. I'm just recruiting them in the normal order because, but if you want to, you could totally skip over Joseph and go find the 4th party member first. It's rough going around here with just Minwoo and Scott, but it's definitely doable, and then you could come back. Especially since we know that secret passage is over there, but yeah, you could go do it that way. I've done it before. I'm just recruiting them in the same order as usual because, you know, that's probably the best way to do it if you're just playing this the first time, so. Why would you skip, Joseph? I don't know, just because you can. Hey, Maria, hope lunch prep goes well. Yeah, hopefully you get it all set and ready to go for yourself. So. Wow, even with blinks, those are still hitting pretty hard. All right, we'll put up a Protect, too. I will make it so that you cannot hit him at all. How about that? There you go. I might use an Ether after this, actually, because I think these 2 can mostly take care of themselves with the rest of these enemies, so. Where'd I put my Ethers? They're there. Could probably use one on Scott as well. Although, you know, I should probably be having Scott and Joseph both doing this. Now that I've gotten them both Berserk Tomes, I should probably have them be practicing them. So, Minwoo, why don't you teleport that other one out while they both practice Berserk? And then we'll go from there. Might even get Joseph and MP up in the process of using Berserk a few times. The enemies around here are, like, usually in the middle ranks, like rank 3 and 4. I think there's one rank 5 enemy in the whole area. So you won't get huge amounts of experience, but you'll get more than you'd be getting from leg eaters and hornets and goblins, that's for sure. So, yeah, I might as well just... There we go. Oh, you got a few of those, huh? Must have gotten at least one, because that was 500 damage. I mean, I guess it would only be one, because he's only got a level 1 Berserk, so, you know. Alright, I think the last treasure on the floor is over here, right? Yeah, this is where Yoichi's bow was originally. There's an Oratome in here now. I still honestly don't think it's worth it, because Berserk is available. Like, if they wouldn't let you buy Berserk in haste, then that would be a lot more useful, but because you can buy Berserk in haste, Aura just doesn't really pull its weight, unfortunately. So, alright, so we can probably... As a matter of fact, let me do Berserk before I forget to do it again. Might as well. Have everybody cast this turn, and then we'll go wild on the enemies. We'll let Minwoo take out the Gill Snapper real quick. We'll let Scott and Joseph run through the Sasquatches, Bigfoots in the front row, and we'll go from there. Even with a level 2 Blizzard, we should be able to take them out. No, don't hit Minwoo. We kind of need him alive. He's kind of our white mage. If we don't have the white mage, where are we? Lost, that's where. Okay, looks like the balance has been corrected. Joseph has more HP than Minwoo again. Not by much, but more, nonetheless, so. I think we missed our teleport last time, so we'll try for it again, see what happens. It's only level 4, to be fair, so, like, it's not huge. I mean, we've got a good amount of spirit to make it work, but the enemies have decent magic defense in here, so sometimes those instant death spells just won't connect. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to do things the way that I'm going to do them in Soul of Rebirth, but I don't want to get into exactly what my order of operations is here until we get to the town, so. Because, thankfully, we're not just wandering around passages with just items and having absolutely no place to rest our heads. There is a resting spot in Soul of Rebirth. It's just you have to find it first. So, but we'll get there. Alright, we just got to wander through this passage for a little bit. I think this was on the wall in the actual original Jade Passage as well in the main game, but I don't think I'd looked at it, so we're just going to look at it here. It says, the way ahead leads to a forsaken place. It exists for those who may one day tread its darkened path. Ominous. I mean, it's foggy in here, so it's already ominous, but, you know. Oh, good, more death horns. Fantastic. Alright, well, we'll just take them out a little at a time. We established, I think, that they're weak to fire, so that should be pretty manageable. Sorry, stretching my neck out. Got a little... It's not really like a kink, but like when I turn it... I guess it is kind of a kink, but it doesn't hurt by default, you know what I mean? Like I have to turn my neck a certain way within my normal range of motion. And then it's like, okay, it's a little sore right there. Just like a muscle ache, basically. It will be fine, though. Massage it out. Oh, good, we got that one, too. Teleport, and then... How much does your cure do on a cure-all? Probably like 70 per person. Yeah, roughly. Well, we topped everybody off except for you. Now you can use a potion or something, and then it'll be good. Racking up the cash, though, although I don't think we're going to need it hugely now, because most of what we need to buy after this is, like... We don't need a lot of it for a little while, like 5,300... So 20,300 of it is about where I would say we'll be more than well prepared for the next objective that I have in this DLC campaign. Not really a DLC, it kind of came out before DLCs were a thing. I recognize this guy, though. What are you doing here? I mean, I guess you were a demon in Leviathan's stomach, so you were cast down to hell, and apparently Ricard came down here with you. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's some grudge he's holding. So yeah, now we gotta fight the Roundworm again, and Ricard's back in the party. So now we are in business, because Ricard is a house. Compared to the rest of the cast in Soul of Rebirth, Ricard has just the most time to really get, like, all of his stuff in order. So he will help us trash quite a lot of things. Now, you may have noticed that I gave him some different items when he passed on when we were in Castle Palamecia. Precisely the reason why I gave him all the agility boosting items that I gave him, the Diamond Shield will become clear shortly. However, I also smuggled in a Defender Sword on his dead body. And this is precisely the reason. We have access to a Demon Spear right away. It's the strongest spear in Soul of Rebirth outside of the final one that you get. And it allows Scott to have access to one of the strongest and most defensive swords in the game right away. Well, not right away, but very close to the beginning of the DLC, of the campaign. I'm probably going to call it a DLC, just because I have brain rot, but you know. Alright, but anyway, we'll get our buffs up, and then we'll be good to go. We'll get Blink up on Ricard after this. Probably don't need it. It's probably overkill for the Roundworm, because he's just as strong as he was when Ricard fought him with the rest of the party, Fury and Maria and Guy, but yeah, we might as well treat it like the boss fight that it is, you know. So, and then you get Berserk up on yourself, and probably next round we will destroy him because Ricard will just annihilate him. Okay, never mind. Scott could do half of his HP this turn as well. That works. I forgot I gave him the Defender Sword, so of course he's going to do that kind of massive damage. So, excuse me. Alright, well, this will be a slaughter. Let's just finish it up. Man, Scott, you're Kill Stealer Supreme over here. Ricard wanted that one. Oh, well. Alright, Joseph got an MP increase. Ricard got a Protect level increase. That's good. Good to see you again. Yeah, about that. Well, so if the Emperor's up there, what could be our unfinished task down here? You know what I mean? Like, if he's... I mean, I guess if it's hell on Earth, maybe they can go and take away his power source or something like that? I don't know. Well, hopefully. I'm sure you'll know by the end of this whole campaign. Yeah, so it seems like all four of you have a connection, yeah, with the main party of characters. Well, no, it's no accident. You're the four easiest to market characters to be the main characters of a secondary campaign, so... But there might be more to it than just a marketing thing. Yeah. So, like I said, we'll have to figure it out. It's part of the central mystery. Now, I mentioned that there's only 2 pairs of Thief's Gloves available in the entirety of the campaign here. The second pair is the pair that Ricard smuggles in with him, so anything that Ricard has with him, he's the carrier in the main campaign. You can give him a bunch of armor, whereas with Minwoo and Joseph, well, Scott, you don't even have access to his inventory, because his inventory is on him, but he never becomes a party character in the original game. Joseph and Minwoo, you usually don't have access to very good materials when you've got them in your party. So whatever Ricard brings in with him is like premium stuff. So you want to try to give him as much good stuff as possible so he can spread it around the party. He's got the second pair of Thief's Gloves. He's got a Diamond Shield to help with lightning damage, which that will come in very handy eventually. I'm going to give the Gold Hairpin to Minwoo, and the Thief's Gloves I'm going to give to Scott, because at the moment, Joseph's kind of going to get the short end of the stick for equipment for a little while, but that's mostly because of the fact that he can sit in the back row with a bow and just sling it at people, so... But he will get a good bow. He just won't get good armor for a little while. And I mean, to be fair, he doesn't really need it from where he's standing, but, you know. And we got the black garb on Ricard as well. I normally can't bring that into this campaign because I need, 2 people need it in the actual game, but... I actually had the availability of 1 black garb this time because Maria has enough agility to manage, so yeah, it should come in pretty handy for us. We don't even need the Thunder Spell for these Sea Serpents now that we have the Defender. We can very easily one-shot them, so... I mean, I'll use Thunder on them because Minwoo has it, so... Can't guarantee Joseph's gonna one-shot these things, but we know Ricard will. Oh, we got magic defense out of that. That's not bad. Speaking of magic defense, here's a protect ring in this chest. Not a bad drop for anybody. I would like to give it to Minwoo for the instant death protection, but at the same time, he really needs the agility, so I'm probably just going to leave that on him for now. The gold hairpin and thief's gloves are going to be his ultimate equipment for this campaign, so I'm not super concerned about that part. It's just mostly his body armor and his weapons of choice that I'm more concerned about, so I'll give the protect ring to Ricard. He's got enough magic defense to actually use it worth a damn, so we'll give that to him. I'm going to use this potion real quick just for the hell of it. Not going to get me a whole lot of anything, but we are almost out of here, so that is good. We've actually managed pretty okay so far, although now that I've said that, you know that the strongest enemies in the cave are just going to come after me one after another, but, you know, that's okay. I welcome the challenge. Never mind, they're not going to come after me one after another. It's just the leg eaters again. Now, I sold the elixir that we got for a little bit of extra cash. Normally, I don't have to do that in here, but we do eventually want to grab some more elixirs once we get to the town. We're going to need them for the extra heals, but if you have to, like if you want to buy some stuff from that shop, by all means. I mean, if you haven't used it yourself, then you might as well put it to use, you know? Alright, we got a Gigas Worm, a Miss Vamp, and a Death Horn. So, you can probably take out the Death Horn by yourself. You can definitely take out the Gigas Horn by yourself, and we'll get a life spell off on the Miss Vamp, and that should be enough. Miss Vamp is considered undead, so she will be susceptible to this as long as we don't mess with it. But it's a level 7 life spell with decent spirit at this point, so I don't really think that Minwoo is going to miss that one, you know? Teleport might still miss a little bit, but that's because it's only level 4, so it's still slightly shaky in terms of that versus the enemy's magic defense, but life, not so much. And there's the teleporter to get out of here. Hopefully it doesn't teleport us directly to Pandemonium this time, but I'm going to get into one more encounter before we go. Ah, okay, yeah. So this is the one that I was dreading to come up, because usually you get ambushed for this one, but now that we have Ricard in the party, we probably won't get ambushed. And he'll die immediately. Okay, fair enough. But he can give you up to 3,000 gil, the Glacia Lapilas there, so he's a pretty good source of gil if you need it. That being said, we have more than that at this point, so... Mackinac, huh? Where are we exactly? Oh, okay. Is this Poft? It's like reverse Poft here. Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out how she's doing from the afterlife. Ah, I see Sid made it to reverse Poft. Huh. The mystery deepens. So everyone here is specifically the people... I mean, I guess most of the people dying right now on the planet are people that were fighting the Empire, but it's specifically the ones that died fighting the Empire. Yeah, I mean, I guess we've all killed people, haven't we? How do you figure? Oh, okay, so what do you think it is? Oh, yeah, you know, fair point. If you walk around the city, there's actually a couple of kids around, and they haven't killed people, so yeah, he's got a fair point. Why would kids go to hell? I mean, unless the Emperor just decided, okay, fuck all of you specifically, and he just pulled them all down. But how would he keep us here? He's on Earth currently. Wow. Well, that's not good. How's that work, though? Did they, like, respawn because they were already dead, or did their souls just get devoured and so the monster just got stronger? Probably the latter. Well, we just got here, so I was gonna say, I don't know how much hope we're actually gonna help them with, but, you know. We will give it a shot there, Sid. We are not exactly detectives, but we'll try to figure out the central mystery here. Well, you are dead, but yeah, we're gonna try. Especially if you start wandering into places you're probably not supposed to be right now. The monsters are pretty tough. Well, good. You guys keep this place safe, and we'll try to form our own vanguard to get through whatever weird traps are going on around here. I don't know. Ask Sid. He seems to be the de facto leader around here. He might find something for you to do. I mean, you could make one, but something tells me it just wouldn't have the body it has normally. Oh boy. Anyway, bad puns aside, let's go see what we've got in the shops. Well, we've got an inn, so we might as well get a quick nap in before we go wandering around. There we go. That should help, because where we're going, we're going to need all the HP we can get. Because, well, normally at this point in the game, most guides recommend that you go straight back into the unknown cave once you buy your supplies, and then train up. Normally, there's a lot of grinding that goes into Soul of Rebirth. I have attempted to minimize it as much as possible in my notes and everything, so... But before we worry about that, let's go wandering around all over the place here and see what else we can find. So 3 armor shops, huh? What do you got? Oh, mithril shield and heavy armor. No thanks. What about you? Okay. Early game gear, not really going to help me here. This guy at least has an ice shield, which will help you resist fire. It might not be a bad idea for me to pick one of these up, though, honestly. Actually, because, let's see. Well... yeah, it might not be a bad idea to pick one of these up because it will help with the fight going forward. How much money do I actually need right now? Let me see. Did we use any of our Phoenix Stones? No, we didn't. Okay, well, we've got a little extra cash kicking around, especially when I sell some of this other stuff. So. We don't need those. And I don't think I need this. No, I won't need that. So... we've got 55,000 gil. Screw it. I'm spending some money. I'm going to buy... do I want 2 ice shields? Yeah, 2 should be good, actually. And the golden shield that we have... poison isn't really a very common element in Soul of Rebirth. There is exactly 1 enemy in the entirety of the campaign that's weak to poison. So if you have a Scourge spell, you can use it on them. But they're like a rare enemy in the Unknown Cave that we didn't even run into. It's a Flan Princess, so... they're not really that tough. They absorb other elements, but they don't have a lot of defense like most other Flans do, so you can usually just punch right through their defense after a little bit of doing so. The Ice Shield, though, will come in handy for both Scott and Minwoo. Yeah, Joseph doesn't need it. Ricard's got enough magic defense to not need it, and enough HP. Don't forget the HP. He's got a lot of HP. But, yeah, no, other than that, the armor shop is really kind of disappointing in Soul of Rebirth. It's mostly heavy armor, which really in this game is like, it might as well be dead weight. Like, you just, like, in this case, it's literally dead weight. Like, it's not helping you in the slightest, so. Oh, I wonder if our warp gate appeared when we got here. Whoa. Alright, I'll take your advice on that one. Huh. Wonder what kind of monsters are beyond that gate. Well, that's the second gate, or, well, technically the third gate. We'll see the other gate in the southeastern corner. And if you go into that one at this point, good luck! There's some nasty customers in there. So I need to have 5,000 gil for the weapon shop and 300 gil for the spell shop. So other than that, we've got some money to spend, so let's spend some money. You can't buy cottages here because there's no world map in Soul of Rebirth, so instead you can buy Gaia drums for 3,000, which, yeah, we don't really need those. But you can buy elixirs, and we'll eventually buy a few. I'm going to top off, I think, on ethers, just because we're going to need quite a few of them going forward. There's a couple of spelunking missions that I'd like to go do, and they will require a little bit of preparation, so... other than that, what do I need? Well, gold needles. I really want gold needles, actually, so let's go grab some of those. And the reason why I want gold needles is because it's the only thing that Minwoo's Asuna spell at the moment can't actually cure is stone. So having a few of those on hand, just in case, will definitely help us, because there are some enemies that can definitely turn you to stone in this area. Oh, and you know, I actually want to restructure his spells here a little bit. So first of all, we're just going to discard Sap. I don't actually plan on needing it at all, so we're just going to get rid of it. And there's quite a few spells over time that we're going to eventually get rid of in the course of this campaign as well, but we'll worry about that when we actually get there. I've got those all listed, so I won't worry about it for too long here. But for now, I think the rest we'll just hold on to. Same over here. I'd like to mostly use Berserk for you, but, you know. If you had level 6 Berserk, that would be nice, but it's at level 5, it'll do. So. Alright, weapon shop, spell shop, and then, yeah, here's one of the kids that he was talking about. I feel like this is a reference to, maybe there was a dad in Poft or something that was asking if, like, maybe his son ran off and he was trying to figure it out. Tobul's here, though. I'll tell you one NPC that I'm actually kind of sad isn't here is the Wyvern from Dist, but I suppose the Wyvern didn't technically... Well, the Wyvern died tangentially from the Empire's machinations, but didn't actually die itself from the Empire. Like, it wasn't directly killed. It was killed by the poison, so maybe that's why they didn't put it in here. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to grab an ice bow for Joseph. It's the second best bow in the game, so even in Soul of Rebirth, it's the second best bow in the game. There's a couple of unique weapons in Soul of Rebirth that are available for everybody, and it's the reason why I've kept Minwu with staves, Scott with swords, and Ricard with spears, which is what they came with by default, because they'll get better weapons in those categories later on in the campaign, but other than that, if you want anything else, you can pick some stuff up here at the shops. I'm going to recommend you not buy the Flame Lance, though. The Flame Lance gives you about, I think it's like 12 or 13 extra attack over the Demon Spear, but a lot of enemies are palette swaps of Magic Beast type enemies from the original game, and Magic Beast type enemies are the Demon Spear's specialty. It gains 20 attack when you hit them with it. So, for the most part, the enemies that are nasty going forward, you want the Demon Spear for instead of the Flame Lance, because a lot of them are resistant to fire, first of all. And second of all, the Flame Lance just won't do quite as much damage, because the Demon Spear will just have a little bit more, so. That's my recommendation. You could buy a Power Staff for Minwu, but he's not going to be in the front row to take advantage of it, so it's just kind of a waste of money. And over here, well, we got a Wing Sword. If I didn't smuggle a Defender in, I could give that to Scott, and there's an Ogre Killer that I could have given to Joseph if he was using axes, but yeah, at the moment we don't need those, we just need the Ice Bow. And we'll get rid of his Mithril Bow. He won't need it anymore, not where we're going. If I have any extra money left over, which I definitely will, I'll probably go buy a few more supplies at the item shop just so I have them. Eventually, we might not even need Asuna if I can buy enough supplies, so I'm going to buy another Protect Tome. Joseph doesn't need one, he's in the back row, but Scott is in the front row, so having access to Protect will help him quite a bit to make things just a little bit simpler for him. So now, let's put that there, actually. We'll put that there, and then we'll put that there. Yeah, that should be fine. And then fire can go there, blizzard, thunder, life. We'll hold on to that stuff for now, although I think in just a few minutes we will be getting rid of most of Scott's spells. He really only needs Protect, Berserk, and Cure. Cure mostly just is there as kind of like a secondary cure in case Minwu's running out of MP and you need Scott to cure instead, or if Minwu's hit with the status condition or something that prevents him, or if he's, you know, KO'd. And in that way we could keep life, but I've got enough money for Phoenix Down, so I might as well just use those, you know. But yeah, I don't think Fire, Blizzard, and Thunder are going to last too much longer. It was just kind of there as a contingency in case we needed it inside of the Unknown Cave there. You can buy some basic spells there if you want. And then here's Asuna, Life, Sap, and Mini as well. So if you want to get an instant death spell from Minwu other than Teleport, you could work on Mini with him. But Teleport has just got better accuracy, so I wouldn't even bother. Even in the Dawn of Souls version it does, so I don't know why they stuck that there. I would think they would have stuck something else there, but oh well. Excuse me, like something more useful. I don't know. What else would I want to buy right now? Let's see. Could buy more high potions, I guess. And buy up our supplies here. Maybe try to get these up to 15 if possible, of each. We won't need too many items going forward, but having all these might be helpful. I don't even know if enemies actually... No, I'm now thinking about it, they can curse you. I was going to say, I don't even know if they can curse you here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they can, so... There you go. Alright, so we've got 15 of each of those. So now, what I want to... My eventual goal, so that we can do a spelunking mission, we have to get some drops from some other enemies first, but I'd like to get 50 high potions and 30 ethers, and I don't think we have quite enough. Yeah, not quite enough yet, but I can get all the high potions, I suppose. So we'll do that. And then the rest of our money is going to go towards ethers for now, and then we're going to be flat broke, but that's okay. Well, just about flat broke. We only need 10 more ethers before I can really, and the other item drops before we can go on the spelunking mission I want to go on, so. You'll notice that all of the ways out of Poft that were available on the world map are boxed off, basically. And again, that's because there's no world map here, but anyway. Here's another portal. Probably, yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate him stopping unless someone forces him to stop. Speaking of forcing you to stop, that other pirate was guarding the other warp panel there, but there's nobody to stop me from going through this one. He doesn't stop you, to be fair. You can walk right through and get yourself killed if you want, but... Speaking of get yourself killed... Boy, this is going to be traumatic for Minwu. What are we doing back at the Chamber of the Seal? How did we... I mean, I guess we shortcutted because we don't have to go through the whole Mysidian Tower to get here, but, like... Okay. Yeah, why is Ultima in the afterlife? How is Ultima in the afterlife? Didn't it exist in the real world? I mean, are you sure about that? I guess you don't have life force to give anymore, so now it's just... You just have power. I need more power! Alright, give it the old Kamehameha wave this time, Minwu, but this time don't walk into the light. Nice. Well, he did it, but... Oh no, our white mage, he's down! I need a medic! Scott, cast cure, quick! Hang in there, we'll take you back to... Oh, okay, never mind. He's gonna make it. He'll be fine. Yeah, I wonder why, because last time you had to use all of your life force to do that, so it's kind of surprising you're not just like a soul at this point. That was a little reckless of you, Minwu, but hey, it worked out, I guess, because we can enter the Chamber of the Seal now. But unlike in the original game, if you want Ultima, it's not going to be that easy. That being said, the 4 crystals on the other days are perfectly available for free, so might as well grab them. I'm not even going to bother trying to get the correct stats from these, though. Like I said, mostly the stats in Soul of Rebirth are accounted for by the developers in the form of gear that gives you stats, so I wouldn't even bother. Just get whatever you get and then go with it. If you get good stuff, then cool, but if you don't, I wouldn't worry about it. But I don't think I had mentioned the exact amounts. They they give one person in your party a total of 10 to whatever stat that they're increasing. So we've already gotten intelligence and agility. This one will get us, I think, spirit. Yeah. So it gives one person 10 extra spirit at random in your party. And then same thing with the other 3. No stamina or magic crystals, but you don't really need those, so. Alright, there's that. I would highly, highly recommend that you make a save before you go up on the day to try to claim Ultima. Because if you're trying to claim Ultima at this point, you're in for a bad time. And by a bad time, I mean the best boss fight in the game. Because, I mean, it's the ultimate magic, right? So you would expect that, okay, it's the ultimate magic. I could claim it for free, but probably the developers aren't just going to hand it to me for free as a get-out-of-jail-free card. What would be the point of the campaign then? Then it's like, okay, you know. So they're going to have a boss guard it, and that boss is normally a boss that most people will recommend you go and fight after you go through the other places, grind up a whole bunch, get your HP high enough to actually survive, and then you can come back and fight him. So naturally, because that's what everybody else says, because I'm a contrarian, we're going to fight him right now. I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, so in order to claim the ultimate magic, we have to fight the Ultima weapon. Oh boy, here we go. Genuinely my favorite boss fight in the game, though, because it doesn't take like 5 turns and it's over. It will take quite a lot of time for us to peel away this guy's layers of defense and layers of HP. So Get ready, strap in, get some popcorn or something, because holy hell are we in for it. Especially at these HP levels, like I'm just going to tell you right now, flat out, he casts Flare 16 sometimes on his turns, and it doesn't even matter if we have Shell. Even if Minwoo hits with all the levels of his Shell, which he currently has 7 levels of Shell available to him, if he hits with all of them on Minwoo or Joseph, they're just dead. They cannot survive with the current HP that they have. So I wouldn't even bother, honestly, with trying to get Shell up on them. Just, if they get killed, revive them. That being said, Ricard has a halfway decent Protect spell and a halfway decent Berserk spell, so we're going to use him as the buffer, kind of. We're going to have Minwoo get up his Blinks and Shells, but we're going to use Ricard as the buffer for everybody else, so... And as a matter of fact, why don't you cure Ricard while Minwoo's still doing that? You just keep trying to chip away there, Joseph, if possible, and then let's just... I'm going to get a better Berserk up, because what'll happen is the Berserk that we have on Joseph right now is just whatever Joseph casts. If this one hits for more levels, it'll just override the other one. Yeah, there's Flare 16. Okay, it's on Scott. He might still be dead from this, honestly, though. It does lots of damage. Yeah, okay, well, we'll revive him next turn. That's fine. So... But Ricard should survive one now, because it does about 600 damage if you, whatchamacallit, if you hit... If you get hit with it while Shell is up. But again, 600 damage is still way more than Minwoo and Joseph can take, so... That being said, Ricard's in great shape. He's got the Demon Spear ready to go. We've just got to get Blink and Protect and Berserk back up on Scott, and then we should be okay. That being said, that's going to be a hell of a hard time to do, because the ultimate weapon may go first and just decide, okay, fuck you. And just kill him right away. We'll see. Alright, we got Protect up. He cured himself. That's not going to help you there, buddy. Okay. Yep, goodbye again. Minwoo, you gotta move a little faster, brother. Not that the Blink would have helped, but, you know. It's definitely not going to help you, to be fair. But yeah, just keep trying to keep offense up with Joseph if possible. Try to get Scott up, because he's got the most offense out of anybody. And, well, while Ricard can't protect, let's just have him attack. That wasn't much. But we will slowly chip away at him. He has 15,000 HP, and so it will take quite a long time to get through it. The problem that you run into with the more people that are down is that you end up... Oh my god. Good lord, man. We're going to need to heal with a bunch of people next turn. The problem that you run into is that the more people that get downed, the more of a runaway train it becomes, because if he keeps casting Flare 16... he'll just blast your whole party with it. Not your whole party, but like one at a time he'll blast your party over and over again, and it just becomes a downhill battle. It becomes a runaway train that becomes very hard to recover from, basically, if you're not careful. But I think we're in okay shape now. I just need you to cure yourself, and then we'll try to get Protect up on you again. Get Blink up a little faster, Minwoo, because if you don't, Scott's in for it again. Okay, Blaze 16 we should live. I probably should get Barrier up, though. Yeah. The Ice Shields will help with that, to be fair. So. Hey, Metroid, how you doing? Welcome back. You're making chicken and mac and cheese? Nice. Sounds good. Tell Marie I hope it comes out well. Also tell her that I'm fighting the Ultima weapon, so that should be a whole lot of fun. What did you... Let's see. I should probably heal Joseph a little bit. Just keep attacking Joseph. That'll be the best thing to do. Because we got Blink and Protect up. Let's get Berserk back up on Scott now, and hopefully he'll live long enough to actually use it this time. So. Alright, well, Joseph's topped off. His turns where he uses a physical attack are a blessing, because that's where you kind of just get a free turn in, basically. So it helps out quite a bit. But we are all ready to go. Everybody is buffed up to the max, at least the max that we can do. And we will slowly chip from here. So. Oh, she's back. You're on Mac duty, and then you pan-fry chicken. Nice. Guys, we've got it all delegated out. Sounds good. Well, good luck with it. Hopefully it comes out good for you. Alright, so, like I said, let's just chip away. What do I want you to do this turn, Minwoo? Do I have anything for you to do? Did I get Shell back up on Scott? I don't know if I did. Let's wait a second. That's Berserk. That's Barrier. You don't have Shell. Okay. So you've got Protect, Berserk, and Barrier, but no Shell. So let's put Shell up on him so he can survive the Flare 16s a little easier. Keep getting them crits, guys. Those are going to be the things that carry us home. So. And now what? We're topped off for the most part. Well, other than Scott, I should probably toss a high potion his way, actually. And then an ether your way, but everybody else just keep damaging. The more we damage, the further we'll get in this fight. This is literally your childhood. Why does this fuck not take damage? He has 180 defense! He has as much defense as the final boss of the main campaign. That's why he takes no damage. But we've got good weapons. Well, Scott has a good weapon. Ricard has... I think the ultimate weapon is considered a magic beast, so that's why Ricard can do any damage at all with a 42 attack spear. So, and then we've got an ice bow as well, so those are decent weapons to be working with here. I'm also going to throw an ether Ricard's way, actually, because he might need it. So, if we need to, you know, get Protect and Berserk up again because Scott dies to another flare. Speaking of which, okay, it's on Ricard, we're fine. You keep picking up on Ricard there, you're never going to get anywhere, let me tell you what. Although I should probably put the cure up before I say anything, because then he'll just flare 16 again, and goodbye. So. But yeah, I genuinely actually enjoy doing this boss fight as soon as it's available, even with the low HP, because then usually it turns into a big old runaway train, where all you've got going on is just you're damaging him, but you have to watch everybody's HP, he could hit Minwu and kill him, and then that just turns into an absolute mess, which of course it just did, because goodbye Minwu. Now we got to get Minwu back up, we have to have everybody attacking, we're going to have to put barrier back up on him, so there's a lot of moving parts in this fight that it requires you to juggle a lot of stuff. The boss fights in the regular game don't usually require this much juggling, which is why I enjoy this one so much. So, yeah, with the Ice Shield on Minwu, he should have an easier time surviving getting hit by Blaze 16s, so that should help him a little bit with the survival part. You got to get barrier up on yourself there, friendo, so let's have Scott cure you. We have to lose well, I guess I could high potion with Joseph instead, but the problem with that is that Joseph has low agility, so the ultimate weapon will most likely go first, so we don't want that. No, you just cast, cure, and then you two just keep attacking. If Scott goes down, that's when Ricard has to kind of pivot and put up the other stuff. But oh, good, he even has Earthquake 10. I don't even remember him having that. But to be fair, it's about as powerful as Blaze. So, man, we have to make do with Fire 4 now. This fucker has 16. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'd explain it. Also, it shows that Maria literally cleaved that thing in half. Imagine if the final boss in the main story had 90 defense instead of 180. Maria might have hit for the damn damage limit. I mean, pretty much, yeah. You remember that? It killed you. It's non-elemental damage, so it's usually pretty manageable, although it depends on your magic defense stat, too. So, like, if your magic defense is low, you're going to get hit pretty hard by that. But we've got decent magic defense. Not Joseph, but we've got Shell. Well, actually, he doesn't even have Shell on him. He's just kind of chilling. He's just chilling in the back. So, and we can heal that off, although it looks like Minwu's going to have to keep healing next turn. I could always have Joseph stop and apply an ether if needed, because he's kind of got the lowest DPS out of anybody that's DPSing right now, so. That was a good turn. That's like 700 damage. I'll take it. Does this thing have more than 50k HP? It has 15,000. So it will take a while to cleave through, but we're probably about 9,000 or 8,000 in at the moment. I think we've been doing pretty decent damage all the way through, but I guess it depends, you know. I haven't been keeping track. It's going to take a while, though, so, because it's going to depend on, you know, whether he physically attacks, whether Minwu goes down, whether Scott goes down. I would not recommend trying to farm for HP increases on this guy, though. Any HP out of your body, put it back in your body, because if you don't, you might end up having a problem in a few minutes. So, yeah, not as nightmarish as you were about to think. Yeah, no, they couldn't... I mean, I don't know if they would have given him that much HP, because the final boss of this campaign only has 25,000, so it's, yeah, I don't think they would have done it quite that... quite that dirty, you know what I mean? Alright, cast Blizzard 2 on him, Minwu. You've got a free turn, brother. You might as well do something. Let's see how much this does. He's resistant to all elements, so... 36! I'll take it. Actually did about as much as some of the hits that Joseph has done so far. 25k, it felt like a fucking million. Yeah, it's because he's really hard to pierce the defense of. But trust me when I tell you, it is well worth it to try to pierce his defense and grab the Ultima weapon now, because... Or not Ultima weapon, but grab the Ultima spell now, because... Good lord, man. That spell is something else in Soul of Rebirth. We will see it soon enough. You don't need Holy, you don't need Flare, all you need is Ultima. So, I've had so many free turns here. He's gonna kill, like, Minwu or Joseph this turn because he's gone so easy on me the past few turns. Okay, well, that'll give me something to do. Kid, you did not have a fun time beating Soul of Rebirth. You know, to be honest, I don't think most people did, because the opinions that I've heard from most people about Soul of Rebirth is that it sucks even worse than the main game. And it's like, well, yeah, because you already aren't playing the main game right, so, like, what do you expect the post-game's gonna be like? You gotta know what you're doing, or else you're gonna end up with some problems. And again, I'm not picking on people, it's just they don't know, they don't have the documentation to know what they should be doing, you know what I mean? Oh, someone's dead. Goodbye, Minwu. But that's what I mean, the moving parts thing, you know what I mean? We gotta actually, like, manage around that. I'm just glad that, let's see, do I Phoenix down with you, Scott? You know, I'm gonna Phoenix down with you. I kind of want Minwu to get the experience from this, and Scott's usually, like, the first or second one to go, so... I don't think he's quite at the point where he's about to die, but he might be. And he won't ever unless he uses a hit-all skill, he won't ever target your, the person that goes down. So, like, unless he used Blaze 16 there, Minwu wouldn't have gone down again, so... But yeah, now I gotta pivot, I gotta have Scott heal Minwu, so that way he can be halfway decent for a Blaze 16. So, gotta have him put Barrier back up so he takes less damage from it, so there's the Blaze 16. I knew it was coming. I guess I'm just glad that, it wasn't a, good hit there, Joseph. I'm just glad it wasn't another Flare 16. He just decided, okay, well, fuck you in particular. I think he has like 1,000 MP as well, so if you don't have Osmos, he's not gonna run out over the course of the boss fight unless you're really chipping him. So, give it to Scott. You vote for Scott being the ultimate mage. I wish I could. Goodbye again, Minwu. I wish I could give it to Scott. Unfortunately, the Ultima weapon's only interested in one person in this particular exchange, and it's the person that's currently on the ground. So, all right, no Blaze 16, no whammies. Okay, thank you. Because that would have been rough. I don't even know if it's worth putting Barrier back up. I have an Ice Shield, so... I could put Shell up, but I don't think Shell's going to make any difference in this particular case, because you've already got resistance. So... Throw another Fire 4 at him! I don't know. Just waiting for that HP bar to run out at this point, that's it. Okay, well, you might live this, Scott. We'll see. This could be bad. Yeah, just enough, damn it. Okay, well, we gotta get him up now. Okay, so we need to do... this is gonna be a rough turn. Okay, so do we have any regular potions? No, I can throw a high potion in Minwu's way just to top him off, and then you just do that. See where we end up. Okay. I'm getting to the point where the back of my head, my spider sense is tingling. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure he's almost dead. So, we're not quite there yet, but I think it's pretty close. So, alright, gotta get a blink up. You just, let's see, we're gonna need to get Berserk back up, but you need to cure yourself at the moment. So, Joseph, you can attack, and then a Protect in case he gets through. Yeah, really, if you have a little more HP on Scott, this is a lot more manageable. Sometimes I have like 900 HP on Scott by the time I get here, so it's a lot more like... It's a lot simpler to survive because he's got more HP on him, but... In this particular case, he didn't take very many hits in the process of getting here, so... Kind of, let's see, I don't think I need Barrier on him either because he's got the Ice Shield, so it's really just Ricard that needed it and Joseph. I can give him Shell, though, while he continues to heal himself. So, yeah, we should be okay, I think. Try to get Berserk up on him. Okay, well, you almost topped yourself off. Now just live the turn, damn it. Okay, good. Alright, we're back to normal. I'll just cast another Cure next turn. and then we should be okay. For now, anyway. It could get bad in just a minute here, but for now we're okay. Man, this guy's got a lot of HP. I was trying to keep count, but obviously I wasn't keeping good enough count. I mean, to be fair, this is the toughest fight in Soul of Rebirth, honestly, because by the time you get to the next boss fight, there's only one, well, there's 4 more sub-bosses, or is it 5? I forget. But by the time you get to the final boss fight, you're a lot stronger than you are right now, so it becomes a lot easier to just sort of manage it from there, you know? Oh, someone's dying. Yep, Minwu. You have chosen death for 50% of my party. I'm surprised he hasn't hit Joseph with it yet, if I'm honest. Yeah, we better do this again. I could use Scott's life spell, but I think if I remember correctly, that has a chance to miss, and since it's level 1, it will have a pretty high chance of missing. So, because it behaves like buffs do, it has a base 50% accuracy rate. So, like, you know. Oh, okay, now things are gonna escalate here because this might kill Scott. Okay, he's alive. That's good. But we got a problem. We got a problem, Goofy, and I don't think it matters if you tell anyone because you can see it. I mean, I guess with the high potion we should be okay, but like, ooh, we got him. Okay, that's it. He's done. Doesn't matter. It escalated at the end, but we got him. Perfect. We'll get a whole bunch of stuff out of this fight. He is rank 7, and we used a lot of stuff, so I'm just going to let it tick up. This is why I wanted everybody up, though, because that way we can get the HP, the MP, the intelligence, the spirit, the everything else, so. Scott got a little bit of everything there. Ricard got magic defense. That's nice. Whew. Well, that was a rough one, but we did it. We didn't do it within the first hour, but I have literally finished that fight within the first hour of Soul of Rebirth before, so. We got to the fight in the first hour, though. And there you go. We have the Ultima Tome. Now, notice the wording that he said there, though. He says, no other man is worthy of wielding it, and he was specifically talking to Minwu. I'm going to save here, but I'm pretty sure the game explicitly prevents you from doing anything else with it. If you try to use the Ultima Tome on somebody else, yeah. You can't use it on anybody else. The only person that can learn it in Soul of Rebirth is Minwu. And there's a very specific reason for that, actually. We'll talk about that on our way back right now. So normally, Ultima is... The way that it works is it takes your weapon levels and your spell levels, and it adds all of them up, and it says, okay, this is how much damage you get because you've got low levels here, high levels here, all this sort of stuff, so we're going to give you this much damage. It's based on the levels of your proficiencies. If you have more proficiency with stuff, you get more damage. Ultima in Soul of Rebirth is a completely different spell. It's entirely based around Minwu's spirit stat instead. So it scales off of his spirit, and it will deal more damage the more spirit that he has. It's basically, I think there's one other calculation in it, but it's basically his spirit stat times 100, and that's how much damage it will deal. Or is it spirit stat times 50? It's one of the two, I forget which one it is. But generally speaking, when you first get Ultima, if you do it around now, at level 1 it will do about 500 damage on a single target hit. And that's why we wanted to get it, because that will make it much easier to clear out the mobs in the final area of Soul of Rebirth, which is that upper portal over there. So, now that we have that, and we're flat broke again, but at least we had enough to rest, well, my next goal is to get the Phoenix Down supply back up to 15. We got to get to 30 ethers, so we need 13,000 there. 4 of these, so that's 2,000, 15,000. And then we can get those 3 high potions right now. Now, that being said, we're probably going to end up using a few of those. Because the enemies in the final area are no joke. Trust me. Joseph is apparently too much of a small fry in the Ultima Weapon's eyes to kill. Yeah, apparently so. There you go. Just a casual 3 times your maximum HP in one move. Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's just like, okay, well, you know, you came here with almost no HP in your body, so... I mean, it's not even a matter of me flexing. It's just a matter of me trying not to hold back. You deserve it for me to not hold back, but good lord, man. All right, so there you go. There's our timer, hour and 18 minutes. There's our step counter, 1,427 steps. Let's go to the final dungeon, shall we? Oh god, here we go. And if you expected it to be anything other than Pandemonium, you haven't been paying attention, or you weren't here for the last stream. It's called the Unknown Palace here, though, because just like the Jade Passage, or the Unknown Cave, it's a mirrored version of Pandemonium. So in the regular Pandemonium, we started on the left and we moved to the right. But in this particular case, again, like the Unknown Cave, we're moving from right to left. Something fishy here. Can't quite put my finger on it, but why would it be mirrored from what was in Hell? What's the difference? Again, that's the central mystery. However, in order to find out, we're going to need to go all the way to the end of this place, and trust me when I tell you, if we walked down these stairs at this point, we might not have enough supplies. Well, we'd have enough supplies. We have enough high potions, ethers, and phoenix downs, but if we walk down those stairs at this point, we probably wouldn't survive another battle. Your best bet in here is to teach Minwu Ultima. I didn't even delete his Fire Blizzard and Thunder spells. We don't even need those anymore, or Teleport for that matter. We don't need that either. But your best bet is to hang out directly next to the teleporter and just start fighting stuff. Practice your protects, practice your berserks, do whatever you can to make yourself more valuable, because the enemies here will mess you up. These mini Satanas are not a very good first encounter, if I'm honest. I would have rather have gotten anything else. Well, maybe not anything else, but, you know. Excuse me. Because they can cast Death 6, and that will probably kill Minwu, Scott, and Joseph right now. Okay, well, 2 of them. The elemental spells I'm not too worried about, but the status ailments, they can cast Curse, they can cast Death. It's not a lot of fun, and we will have to get Scott and Joseph back up, so. Yeah, skeleton.jpg. Oh, hey, I did this raid last week. Yeah, it's a challenging one right out of the gate, to be fair. Ricard, why don't you get Berserk on yourself? Because you have protection from instant death and good magic defense, so out of anyone in the party, you should be able to stay upright from all of this. So, I don't think Scott is going to, because if they cast too many things here, we're going to be in deep trouble. These mini Satanas have, I think, the same skill set as the, whatchamacallits, as the sorcerers from the main game, so there you go. Really, Ricard, you're gonna get hit by that and not come out of it? Come on, man, I actually need you to do something here. Okay, well, I know Scott can at the very least one-shot them with no buffs now, so that's good. And that missed. Fantastic. Fantastic. So this is how it ends, huh? Well, goodbye to Scott again, probably. Yep. I would love for you to not be stunned anymore, Ricard. I need you upright so that you can actually kill things, please. I can't keep doing this to Scott. I mean, I can, but I need him to be upright so that I can get Joseph upright, and then you kill something so we can mitigate the damage here. But you see how this is a problem, right? Like, this is a problem immediately when you get inside, because all of a sudden, it's like you do one fight, and, well, now we're cursed, and one person's dead, and we were stunned a minute ago, so... yeah, doesn't really work out too well. Thankfully, we got Berserk up, so it should be a little easier to kill these guys, but, you know. Honestly, with a fight like this, though, I don't even know if it's worth keeping this attempt. I feel like you get certain fights when you get right in the door, and it might be better to just reset, because you're gonna get messed up, and you're gonna have to go back to the inn, and immediately, and it's not really gonna work out too well for you, you know? So... can I multicast Asuna and get the curse off? I'm not even sure. Oh, that might kill that guy. Okay, it didn't. Nope, not even close. You know, it might help, though. I don't think curse lasts after... No, it does, because there's, you can use a, whatchamacallit to get rid of it, so it does, in fact, last after battle. I could use Barrier, though. I probably, if I run into these guys again, I probably will use Barrier right off the hop, because that will make it a lot easier to resist their attacks. So, I'll keep that in mind for next time. Well, at least he did something stupid right at the end, so that way I can finish him off with Ultima. Yeah, status effects, so tasty, especially when I have no resistances to them. Well, okay, I have instant death protection on Ricard, but that's about it. The reason why you want to walk in here, though, I know it's like, okay, well, why not just go back to the Unknown Cave? The enemies in here are all rank 6 or 7, so you're going to get a lot more experience from them. than you are from anybody else. And the drops that the enemies have, like, look at all the stuff that we're getting from this, you know what I mean? And we got a golden armor out of that. Not great drop, but it's a start. It'll sell for something, and then we can use it to buy some more supplies. The enemies that I'm actually looking for in here, though, are not the mini Satanas. I'm looking for enemies called Lil Murderers. If you've played Final Fantasy IV, that might give you some slight PTSD, but that's the enemy that I'm looking for. They actually offer a rather premium item as a drop from their drop table. And that's going to be a bit of a recurring trend here, because Soul of Rebirth from this point on is all about getting item drops. If you don't get proper item drops, you're not making it through the Unknown Palace. So, before we leave the first floor of the Unknown Palace, I need Lil Murderers to drop me 3 of that premium item. So we're going to go try and keep looking for them, because that's about all we can do at this point. So, what else can I get here? Let's sell the golden armor we got for that extra 1,000 gil. We are paupers at this point, but that little bit of gil will help us, so... buy up the crosses. Too bad I can't throw them at those guys. They'd probably burn up in the atmosphere. I could buy some Phoenix Downs, but let's keep the gil in my pocket for now, because you know, if we run into something ridiculous again, then it would be kind of hard to rest at the inn if I had genuinely no money in my pocket after the last one. So let's just do that again, save again, and then off we go. But yeah, so definitely stick on the first floor for now, because the Lil Murderers have a pretty decent spawn chance here. And the item that I want them to drop is actually just an uncommon drop from them. It's not even a particularly rare one, so that should help us a little bit. These Chimera Brains are actually a pretty good source of gil, if I remember correctly, as well. And they count as a magic beast, so Ricard should have halfway decent attack against them. Yeah, there you go. But they're kind of like the Chimera Sphinxes, if I remember correctly. So they should do pretty well for us. You know, why do I still have Fire Blizzard and Thunder on Minwu? I really need to get rid of those, because he's just going to be casting Ultima. Like, not even Teleport can stand up to the might of Ultima at this point. Yeah, see, there's 3,000 gil for you, not too bad. But yeah, so let's start culling a few things here. Don't need Fire 4 anymore. Don't need Blizzard anymore. Don't need Thunder. Genuinely, even with a weakness hit, all of those do less damage than Ultima does at, like, level 1 or 2. So that's why we're just getting rid of them, because they're just not worth a slot anymore, honestly. And unfortunately, as you can see here, Teleport does not work in Soul of Rebirth, so we're also going to just get rid of that. Don't need that. And you don't need these spells, because in this particular version, not this particular version of Ultima, it does not scale off of the spells that you have, so you're not throwing away damage by throwing those away. It'll still deal about 500 damage per level of the spells, so it should be fine if you throw them away. We'll put life up there. Blink, protect. I probably won't need protect because I've got protect on a bunch of other people now, but you know. And then we'll put barrier Basuna there, and that should be fine. I might just leave his spell list like that, honestly, though. Well, maybe not, because if we don't, I might eventually get rid of Protect, and then once we get status protection from some of the drops, which will be tough, but we'll get it, I might get rid of Barrier, because we won't need that at that point either, because you can't stack resistance with resistance in this game. Once you have resist, that's it. You know, so. And I'm trying to think if I want to get rid of Asuna as well, because if I can't, like, use it en masse like I did previously, I don't think it's really going to be all that worthwhile. We've got enough Phoenix Downs, I can probably get rid of Scott's life spell as well. Don't want to get rid of Berserk and Protect, though. Those are going to be our bread and butter going forward, and we do need to practice them a little bit, so we're going to do the best we can with that. I might as well save in here, even though I'm in here. I might as well do it, just so that way I can, you know, it's like, okay, I've got all my spells the way that I want them, so now I can just leave them where they are. So yeah, don't wander too far. The stairs are right over there, but don't wander too far away from the teleporter, because you might regret it. It might be very difficult to escape if you do wander too far from the teleporter. Especially if you get ambushed and immediately get, you know what? Nope. Nope, I'm just going to reset that one. We all know how that was going to go. That was about to be a massacre. We do not have instant death protection on anybody but Ricard right now, so he would have been the one person to live, and he would have had to cull through all of those enemies by himself. We're not doing that. Just give me the little murderers. I think there might have been 1 or 2 in that fight, but I just want them. There, that's what I wanted. I mean, we're being ambushed, but, you know. Ow. Thanks, that's real great. Yeah, so the little murderers are nasty little customers because they actually have the same moveset as the Thunder Gigas does. And that's a lot of damage that they can deal. Now, granted, we've got Gold Hairpin on Minwoo and Diamond Shield on Ricard to help out with the electric damage that they're dealing, or the thunder damage that they're dealing, but yeah, that, in our current situation, that might not help too much. That being said, this is the encounter that I would have wanted out of any of them in this area, so... Because this is 5 chances to get a premium item, so let's see if we can survive. Yeah, that was an immediate nope with all of those Blood Bones, the Parobolos, and the Mini Satanas. Like, nope, that's not happening today. Oh, Joseph, you gotta pull better than that. Okay, well, you're about to pay for it. Sorry, buddy. Oh, man, that was rough. Honestly, even if Ricard's the only one that lives through this, though, it might be okay. So, like, I feel like Minwoo will probably live through it. If he can get a blink up on Ricard, we'd be in great shape. I was probably kind of dumb, though, because I should have given Ricard Osmos before he left in the original, like, back in the main game, because not giving him that probably made my job a lot harder. Because if he had Osmos, he could suck the MP out of all these guys, and then we could just blink up, and they wouldn't be able to do anything, you know, but... Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get this under control, and I was going to say, if Minwoo lives through the turn, we can try to life up everybody, but since he is no longer on this Earth, I think we're going to have to just YOLO it and try to kill these things as fast as possible before we end up in the ground. I'll high potion if I need to. But with the Protect and Berserk, we should be, and the Blink, we should be somewhat okay. I'm just gonna go for it. We need to cull them down a little bit. If they are in numbers, that means more Thunderbolt 12s they can cast. So at a certain point, you just gotta say no and just go for it. Just try to do as much damage as you can. So, oh, that's gonna hurt. Ow. Okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Just keep killing at this point. I mean, hopefully they don't all cast Thunderbolt 12 on me. I might be able to live 1, but I don't have an elixir, so it's not really... Okay, well... weren't gone that long. What the fuck happened? Oh, I walked into the Unknown Palace because it's the only place that I need item drops from. And that was the result. That was the fight that I wanted, though, so... if we get more of those fights, but, like, with less Lil Murderers in them... like, if there's 1 or 2, we can kill them very easily. Like, even without buffs, we can kill them. They only have, like, 1,200 HP, so... but yeah, I need item drops from the enemies in the Unknown Palace in order to continue. Nothing in the Unknown Cave actually gives me anything worth a damn, so that's why I'm not bothering with that. Yeah, just have everybody go after 1 at a time. Ooh, nice. That should work. That'll be 1 dead right there. So, yeah, I'm just going to go all-out offense and hope for the best. You're going to come back to say the food is ready. Chicken was very good and spicy. Nice. Well, that's good. Boulders is not good, but, you know. I should put up barrier, though, because Scott and Joseph just don't have the barrier to survive that. Well, something to remember for next time. Alright, Minwoo, get Scott up. We can always go to the inn straight away after this, though. And since we've got them down to just 2 more left, I think we should be okay. So, I mean, between Ricard and Joseph, and Scott, they can all get rid of 1 each in 1 turn. So it's just a matter of living long enough. And with the Diamond Shield, really the only thing to fear is multiple Thunderbolt 12s in a row and boulders. So that's Joseph dead, though. Speaking of spicy... look at this spicy damage I'm taking! Who did Joseph hit? Did he even hit anybody before he fell into the Great Beyond? I don't think so. Was I aimed at that one? I must have been aimed at that one. That's my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Well, someone else is going to die this turn. And it's a boulder spell. Okay, Phoenix down it is. At least you dodged that, so that's helpful. Yeah, I got a Phoenix down right away, honestly. And then just get rid of that one if possible. Season the chicken with lemon, salt, and pepper, a few cracks of black pepper, cayenne, grill seasoning, and adobo seasoning. It's so good. It sounds good. You didn't kill him, Ricard? I looked away for 3 seconds. What the hell? Okay. It's fine. It's not fine. Well, actually, did Joseph use his turn to attack? I wasn't paying attention. I might have had him. Yeah, okay, so he'll kill that guy. That's fine. So now we can have Minwoo use life, and then... Or do I have Ricard throw the... No, I have Ricard throw the Phoenix down, and then Minwoo cast Ultima, because Ricard will go first, and then Scott will be up for the potential increases after this. It is, in fact, so good. That sounds so good. Yeah, it does. It sounds real good. So I'm glad that it turned out so good for you guys. If it wasn't for the fact that I ate dinner before this, my mouth would probably be watering. Alright, we got rid of him. Come on, baby, give me the drops. That's a lot of money. I don't know if we got any drops. We'll see in a second. We're going to get like 1 billion stat boost from this, but... We got one. Hell yeah, dude! That's the premium item I'm looking for, the Black Robe. It's probably the best overall armor piece in the entirety of Soul of Rebirth. It's light, it gives you extra intelligence, and it gives you a solid chunk of magic defense, but on top of all of that already, it gives you resistance to all 4 elements. Stick that on Scott right away so he has resistance. If we get another one for Joseph, that would be great. I do eventually want to not have it on Scott, in fact. I would like to replace it with the Black Garb for him eventually, but I need to get another... I'd like to get another 2 Black Robes before I even consider going anywhere other than the first floor here, because if you try to go anywhere other than the first floor after this, well... For what it's worth, the last time I played this, when I went to the second floor, the first encounter that I got was an ambush with a black dragon every single time, and that was an immediate game over. Like, there's no way around that one, unfortunately. We got a good chunk of money out of that, though. The fact you said that's uncommon here. Actually, it is. If we look in his drop rates, his common one, I forget what his common one is, but his uncommon one is, it's basically the same drops as... I think it is the exact same drops as the Thunder Gigas, and I mean, that's fair, because he has the same moveset, effectively, but, like, we can go look, hang on. There you are. Yeah, that's the exact same stuff the Thunder Gigas drops. Wizard Staff, Black Robe, Confused Tome, Flare Tome, so there you go. You can actually get confused in Soul of Rebirth. That's funny. But yeah, so pretty much the first 2 things, his most common drops, are valuable to us because the Wizard Staff is an upgrade for Minwoo. Not that he's using weapons, but it will give him some extra damage and access to Scourge 16 if we need it. It's a multi-target spell, so it'll do about as much as the Gaia Drum, but, you know, fair enough. And then 2 more Black Robes and we'll be good. If we get 3 more Black Robes, that would be great because I'll just stick it on everybody, but... Really, I need them for Minwoo, Scott, and Joseph right now. Ricard has enough HP to actually live through most of the elemental damage for a little while, but... Eventually, I would like to get him, give him the Black Robe instead, because eventually Scott is going to be able to... We won't need the intelligence on Scott. We will have access to the intelligence some other way with Scott, but basically Ricard's eventually going to hand him the Black Garb instead. They know this is a quick 2-hour adventure. In and out super fast. Yeah, there you go. Have Minwoo with level 16 spells, and every spell, Ultima will be a literal judgment level spell. Actually, I was mentioning it before, Marie. I don't know if you were here for that. Ultima doesn't work in Soul of Rebirth the same way as it works in the original game. It doesn't matter how many spells you have, it does the same amount of damage per hit. It's about 500 damage per level. Until you get higher Spirit. Once your Spirit gets higher on Minwoo, it'll deal a little bit more. Eventually, if you get it above level 6 and you have maxed out Spirit on Minwoo, it'll deal like 1,000 to 1,200 damage multi-targeted to every enemy. And that's only like level 6 or 7, so you can annihilate whole groups of enemies in the Unknown Cave very easily, like twice over with a full level Ultima spell, and do a serious chunk of damage to most of the things in the Unknown Palace with that kind of damage as well, so... Alright, for what it's worth, our Phoenix Downs are back where they need to be. So, we'll buy 4 ethers. I want this number to be 30 before we go anywhere else, and we need 2 more Black Robes before we go anywhere else, so... It will take a little bit of doing. The first half of Soul of Rebirth is basically just getting your gear in order. Once you get your gear in order, the runaway train that was the Ultima weapon turns into a runaway train for you. You start escalating your damage pretty quickly, and things go pretty nuts. Yeah, damn it, they knew. They did know. They said, yeah, well, you know, it's a quick adventure, so people aren't going to take the time to level it up. I'm going to go turn the air conditioner on real quick. I'm going to be right back, and then we will continue hunting for Black Robes. Okay. So, let me just fix up my notes here real quick. Okay. So now, my notes have the things that we need for monster drops. I actually got rid of all the items to buy because we've almost got all the items that I want to buy before we move along with this place now, so we should be fine in that department. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to flat out get rid of Basuna. I don't think we're going to need it with all of those items. I'm just going to get rid of it. We still need Basuna for some stuff because it might be useful since we don't have any unicorn horns. We didn't get any from the Death Knights in... And actually, that would be one reason why I would go back to the Unknown Cave, is to get unicorn horns from the Death Knights there, because those cast Basuna 16, which is obviously significantly more powerful than Basuna 6. It will probably work a little bit better for getting rid of those pesky temporary status ailments. But yeah, we don't currently have access to that. Well, we could go back for them, but I don't really want to. So we'll be fine when we get status protection. Oh, okay, dear God, here we go again. Orukots. God, I really need to focus on Orukots right now. So these are the Hecteyes palette swaps, basically, and Amoebas from the OG, like from the main campaign. These guys are worth a super premium out of anything. They have the same drop table as the Lamia Queen, which means you could get gold hairpins, protect rings, and ribbons, all from the same guys. That's a lot of status protection, that's a lot of magic defense, so I really need to focus them down as much as I can. But yeah, look, there's the damage for Ultima right there. 1100 damage. But here's the problem. They cast Death 8. Goodbye, Minwoo and Joseph. I'll get them up later. I need to get rid of him so he doesn't cast Death 8 again. Okay, now we're okay. And we do need to get this battle through and through, because if we finish this fight, there's a very high chance those Orukots drop me something that I can use that will be very well worth my time. So, everyone in your Soul of Rebirth run had 2 to 3k HP come the final boss. Yeah, and that's why this place hurts for sure. I mean, you'll get to that kind of HP levels. I don't think we'll get through this one without Ricard hitting 2000 HP, to be fair. I don't think anybody else will get to 2000, but I don't think we'll get through this one without Ricard hitting 2000. He started with too much HP, so I don't think it's feasible. But we'll see. I'll see what I can do. We managed to get the Ultima off before he attacked again, though, so that's good. Your VTuber Brain Rot read that as Orcat, aka Shy Lily. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have had any idea who that is, so... I think you've told me who that is before, but I don't even remember, so... Oh, that's a lot of money. I don't know. I think the Chimera dropped something. Yeah. Well, that's not bad. A Diamond Cuirass. I'll take it. That's actually pretty decent, although not quite as good as the Black Robe, obviously, but hey, it'll come in pretty handy for... Is it resistant to lightning? I don't know if this one's resistant to lightning. It does give Minwoo nice defense, but I don't know if it's resistant to lightning. I'm going to give it to Joseph. I think it might give him more magic defense than what he's got currently, so it'll probably... Yeah, that's better than what he had, so that's not too bad. He probably won't go down to every single death that gets cast on us now, so... I would have preferred a Protect Ring, but I'll take it. Or a Gold Hairpin. Or hell, just drop a ribbon for me while you're at it. But yeah, those Orukots are the premium item guys that we need. And we actually can't get away from Soul of Rebirth until they drop 2 ribbons for me. I need that, like, it's not even negotiable. I need them to drop 2 ribbons for me. There is only 1 guaranteed, and without the other 2 ribbons, we will not have enough magic defense to live through all the enemies in this fucking place. So... So that's going to be the problem at the beginning. It's entirely reliant on drop rates. We need 3 black robes and 2 ribbons. If we don't get those, I don't very strongly feel that we can beat Soul of Rebirth with low enough HP. So that's what we're looking for, and that's where our next probably hour or so is going to be spent, is looking for those items. So that's why it's kind of variable. If you get good luck, this could be a 4-hour-long adventure. If you get bad luck, it could be 7 to 8 hours. It just kind of depends. So we're going to see what we get, and we're just going to roll with it. Well, this is the worst encounter in here in terms of drops, but I guess at least there's only 1. With the Defender, we should be able to deal decent damage to each of these guys every turn, though, so I'm not really super concerned. Like, Defender plus... The Demon Spear won't do much if it's not a Magic Beast enemy, but, like... Between that and Ultima, we should have enough power to actually get through a lot of this stuff. You take a hit somewhere, depending on how you do this, because, you know, it's either going to be... Excuse me, Ricard has good offense and Scott does not, or vice versa. So, like, right now, Scott could be rocking the Wing Sword, I guess, which would probably be okay for him. But it's got the same thing going for it. It's effective against magic beasts, so... If Ricard's not doing much damage here, then neither will Scott, you know, but... Against magic beasts, Ricard can do okay. Yeah, what the fuck is a ribbon drop? I've never gotten one of those before. It's the rarest drop, to be fair, so I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case. Food you made was enough for 3 different lunches for the coming week. Nice. Nice, well that's good. It's always nice when the meal prep works out like that, because then you don't have as much prep to do later on, you know. Alright, I'm gonna have everybody go after one of them. It's 1500 HP to call through, but I'd rather make sure, you know. Until we get Ultima to level 4, we can't reliably one-shot every single little murder, well, one little murder at a time with Minwu, so... We just gotta kinda... Oh, we got a preemptive strike. Ooh, that was nice. Alright, we'll do this time, and hope for the best. Okay, good. And then this Ultima should kill you. We'll take 1 hit from the little murderers. By the way, that's why I gave Minwu the Thief's Gloves and the Gold Hairpin, and Scott the Thief's Gloves, because their extra agility will help us out, so... Oh wow, we lived that. On 69 HP, even. I'll take it. Just spam Ultima. Really, that's the only spell that I need anything on at the moment, and you won't even get the chance to do it before the lone murderers go down, so... Okay, that's a little amount of gil. We're getting something. There it is! 3 black robes! Just like that! It's too easy! You have more HP than Joseph still, don't you? Oh my god. Okay, well, anyway, we're gonna equip those on everybody. The black garb is nice to have, obviously. It gives you extra agility and resistance to matter elemental spells, but the elemental resistance, I think, at the moment, and the magic defense is gonna be a little more important. That being said, do not sell the black garb. We're going to give it to somebody later. I just need the black robes on everybody so that we can survive the Blizzard 8s and the Fire 8s and the Blaze 16s and the Thunder 12s and all that bullshit. Because now we should be able to live Thunderbolts fairly reliably. They probably do about 100 to 120 damage to anybody, even with... Like, I mean, even with our magic defense being where it is, that's about all they'll do, which means we can survive those. I mean, Joseph can't survive repeated ones, but the more of them he takes, the more HP he'll have, so he can survive them. So, yeah, what the actual fuck is your drop? Well, say that after I get 2 ribbons on the same Orukot fight. Like, if I get 2 ribbons off of 2 Orukots, then you can say that. Just getting that many black robes from a bunch of little murderers, that's plausible. Their drop, it's not even that uncommon. Like I said, it's an uncommon drop, so. The ribbon, however, is the rarest drop. I'll show you. Look, hang on, I'll go there so we can see it. Alright, where's the Orukots here? Sorry, I'm steering one-handed because I'm trying to take a drink. There you are. So there's your drops from the Orukots. Again, great stuff. Protect rings are fantastic because the instant death protection means that they won't be able to death 8 you anymore. Diamond Cuirass is good defense-wise. If you didn't have black robes, it'd be the best defense in this campaign. Gold Hairpin gives you extra agility, and for the most part, unless you've got ribbons, you're not going to have anything else in that slot for your helmet because nothing else is really worth it. Sage's Wisdom is probably the worst one, but it's pretty rare, and then the ribbon's even rarer. But that's the one we want! So, here we go. What do you say we try to make it to the 2nd floor? How do we feel about that? Do we think we can make it to the 2nd floor with what we currently have? Because I'm going to try for it. I don't know if it's going to work out, but we have 50 high potions, 15 Phoenix Downs, and 30 ethers. I'm feeling confident. If we got ambushed right there, I would have been like, damn, my hubris! But we did not, so. Actually, no, you keep going after that one, and then, you help him, and you go after that one, so that way we can... We should be able to get rid of that one Chimera Brain this turn, because Ultima 3 should do 1500-ish damage, minus a little bit depending on magic defense. Yeah. Oh, wow, he lived. They have more than 1500 HP? I wasn't paying enough attention, obviously. Okay, well, Blaze 16 we can handle now. Because, like, yeah, look, we've all got black robes on, so even if we see these guys in numbers, all they're doing is padding my magic defense and HP, so... And I will take that. We need magic defense and HP, to be fair, so, like, I will definitely take that. Actually, I probably should have had Ricard, yeah, not hit that guy, but that's fine. We're gonna need to heal after this, don't get me wrong, but this is helpful. This is fine, he says, while the entire Unknown Palace is on fire. Alright, we can actually, hang on. While this is all going on, let me erase the black robes from our drop item table. I should mention, there's 2 other items besides the 2 ribbons that I would like to try to get as drops. Do I cure here? No, I think I just keep ultimating, honestly. And then you 2 go there. Yeah. I was gonna say, that might be able to get rid of that guy, but you rolled a little low on that. Okay, well, we got rid of one of them, so that's all I can ask for. Yeah, so the 2 ribbons, like I said, that I'd like to get from the Oracot's non-negotiable. There's, like, just nothing else in the helmet slot that we really want other than ribbons. So, gotta get those. There's 2 other items that I could get that are more like project items. One of them is another Protect Ring from, again, Oracot's. They're premium guys. They have premium items for us. I'm starting to get a little concerned about my HP. I may actually make a beeline back to the inn after this. Okay, there goes that guy, and Ultima will go up. But, I mean, honestly, the more you work at Ultima, the better off you'll be, because once it gets to level 4, we're doing 2,000 damage per hit with Minwu. Now, granted, he doesn't have the best agility on our team at the moment, but, you know, it'll do pretty good for us. We got something this time. 3 things, I think. Okay, a mallet and 2 ethers. That's not great. Yeah, chimeras, those ones don't have particularly good stuff, but, you know. I love how I was so gung-ho a second ago, and I saw our HP after all that, and I was like, nope. So, yeah, so I need 2 other drops that are more like project items. One is another Protect Ring from Oracot. We don't really need it, but it wouldn't be a bad item to have on... Who was I going to put that on? Let me see. Scott. I was going to put it on Scott once we have enough, like if we get a second one, because my plan is to put the black garb on him eventually once we have access to... Basically, once we get a ribbon for him, I'm going to put the black garb on him, and then the Protect Ring will mostly just be there for his magic defense. So that's the first item. The second item that is a project item is the Yoichi's bow. And if we can ever get to the second floor here, we'll be able to show off... There's like 3 enemies on the second floor of this area. Malboro Menace, Cat Opal Paz, and Dark Behemoth, all that can drop a Yoichi's bow for Joseph. And that's the strongest bow in Soul of Rebirth. It's the strongest bow in both versions, basically. Yeah, if they drop that for him, he will be significantly stronger and will help us out quite a bit in terms of being able to deal damage. Especially later, once we get access to some of the much more premium gear later on. But we don't have access to that just yet. You were broke earlier, now you have 36k. Damn, speedrun getting rich, why don't you? I mean, we're pretty much there, honestly. Actually, I don't think it's a good idea, now that I'm thinking about the amount of money that we have, I don't think it's a good idea to try to get to the second floor just yet, because we don't have enough ethers to survive the return trip. I mean, maybe we do, but I would feel more confident if we had 30, just in case Minwu has to heal a lot, honestly. So, alright, that should be the end of that guy. Yep. They have the same drops as captains, if I remember correctly, so probably nothing significantly good. How many ethers do we have now? Okay, so we need to buy some more Phoenix Downs and another antidote, but we got an extra mallet. We need 7 ethers. Okay, that's doable. Let's go back and grab all our supplies, and then we'll make a beeline for the second and third floor, for that matter. My target is actually not the second, third, fourth floor. My target is the one and only guaranteed ribbon in this place. It's on the 5th floor, I want to say. Because this is a mirrored version of the Pandemonium Palace, there's going to be... You have to get through the first 3 floors, but eventually there's going to be 4 doors, again, that you have to go through, and in each door you can get some premium items. One of them is a ribbon, and the other 1, 2, 3, 4 are exclusive items that are basically ultimate equipment for each character. Each character gets 1. So... oh, I need to buy supplies, hold on. I would love to get all of those in one trip, if possible. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to get all of those in one trip if I could. I've done it before, but... Okay, I won't need this anymore because we've got 4 black robes, so won't need that anymore. Buy one of those, though. Yeah, but basically, I'd love to get those if possible, because here's the thing. Right now, we're okay in terms of our defense. We don't have, like, defense against status protection, basically. We don't have status, defense against body, mind, matter, or death, so death is still going to be a big problem that we'll have to deal with, but other than that, our elemental defense is pretty good. We've got resistance against all elements. We've got okay enough HP to really manage, fight to fight, because we'll just use a bunch of the 50 high potions we have. So we should be able to make it decently okay. It won't be easy, and we probably will die a few times, but we might be able to make it some headway into the Unknown Palace. And if we can get all those items, the thing that you'll see is that once we get even just one piece of the ultimate equipment for each character, things escalate very quickly in Soul of Rebirth. If you can get access to the ultimate equipment, it helps immensely with increasing your damage output. It's atrocious how much more powerful you get when your damage output goes up from getting the ultimate equipment. Out of everybody, probably the main people that want their ultimate equipment right now would be... I'd say Scott is probably the least... the person that I'm least concerned about. I would still like him to practice Berserk, though, now that I think about it. Like, we should be able, with Ultimate level 3 or 4, we should be able to give him some free turns to cast Berserk. But I might not even need him to cast Protect all that much, to be honest, because Berserk is really his main spell. For reasons we'll get into when we get his ultimate piece of equipment. Yeah, I don't know. It was worth getting him Protect, though, just in case, I figured, because, it might be worthwhile just in case to have, but, Okay, I mean, I guess that's not bad. If they can drop Ethers and Phoenix Downs for you, I mean, I might need those in order to get through here, so I'll take it, Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. We saved in Mackinac. I'm going to save to a separate file slot if we make it to the second floor, just so that way, if I just get absolutely whomped, we can just return to that save and go from there. Ooh, more Orocots. Okay. Well, here comes Death 8, but other than that... Alright, well, I mean, I guess at least they don't hit too hard, you know what I mean? That should be somewhat helpful. You can erase one of them with a single attack now, Minwu, so let's just let you do that. So that's the thing, is Minwu becomes exorbitantly powerful because of Ultima in the early parts of Soul of Rebirth, if you get it. And it's definitely worth getting it before you go to the Unknown Palace, because then he can just, okay, I cast fuck you in that general direction and kill whatever he points at. But the problem is that he doesn't have high enough agility to really manage that very well, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's another thing about Orocots that I forgot to mention. Their regular physical attacks can just randomly inflict instant death. So, good luck with that one, too. That's why Scott just flipped and fell on his face right there, even though he took not his full HP and... Okay, come on. Well, I should live this, but... Yeah, that's why Scott fell on his face there, is because Orocots can just inflict instant death with their physicals. So, that's fun. But this Chimera Brain should go down this turn from the Ultima. We can heal up next round, and then we'll shoot... Or between rounds. Didn't hallucinate that he died to around 100 less than his max, yeah. Yeah, no, he took, like, I want to say less than 200 damage from that hit, and he still died, so... Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll take that. Gold Hairpin and Protect Ring. Those are both good. That's one of the exclusives out of the way, actually. Who do I give it to? Probably Minwu, because he needs the magic defense and the protection from instant death. We'll give you the Thief's Gloves for now. I'll probably take a few more ambushes as a result of that, because I've got less agility than I did before, but that's one thing out of the way, so... Let's put that off the list. Alright, we need the Yoichi's Bow and 2 ribbons, and then we are in great shape. Who am I giving the gold hairpin to? You. Never mind, I know who I'm giving it to. It's Scott, definitely Scott. Ricard's okay, he's got the diamond shield and the black robe, to be fair, to cover him there, but yeah, no, Scott's got a little less HP, he probably needs it out of anybody. I mean, really, we don't need the elemental protection that much anymore, but, oops, that's not what I meant to do, but I'll do it again anyway, I guess. Now, we'll do it 3 times. Now we'll high potion from there. I don't want to use Cure too many times outside of battle, it just starts to cost too much, so that's why I'm going to try to use high potions instead. We should be able to manage with 50 of them. Kid U sold gear that had smaller numbers in all Final Fantasy games. Adult U is like a crack addict for gear with extra effects. Oh my god, yeah, no, extra effects way better in most cases than just the defense. The defense doesn't show you enough information to really give you an idea of, okay, this is better or worse than what I've already got, so. Yeah, I think I'm going to prioritize getting Ricard his ultimate weapon, actually. I was going to go after the ribbon first, but I think it might be better to get Ricard his ultimate weapon so that way he can start inflicting big damage. Because not only do the ultimate weapons have more damage than anything else that you can equip, they also give you more stats. And that's why I wasn't worried about stats at all, is because you'll gain a lot of stats from just getting your ultimate equipment, so. Like right now, the 375 to 400 that he's doing is not going to cut it. The Flame Lance, though, to be fair, against these Chimera Brains would actually deal less damage because not only are they magic beasts, they're also resistant to fire. So they would take less damage from that than they are from his current equipment. So, although if I get that, then Scott's weapon is right next to it. So I guess we're going to get both of those, and then we'll go get... let's see. So the way that it works, the layout of the dungeon is that the Wyvern Lance okay, so I'll just tell you the ultimate equipment since I just said the one. It's the Wyvern Lance is the one for Ricard. Scott's going to get his ultimate sword. Both of those are in the same door, basically. Then Joseph's is on the same side as the ribbon, and Minwoo's is in the door next to Ricard's and Scott's. So I should heal before I go running around here. Yeah, we need a couple of high potions. I don't know what I'm doing. Just running my mouth without thinking about my HP. I'm thinking I'm in the regular game where I can just afford to walk around. I don't have that luxury in Soul of Rebirth. All right, let's see what we do here. Yeah, Cure costing 14 a cast. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Oh, good. Confused 6 makes an appearance. I love that. Yeah, these guys suck because of their status. It's not even their anything else. It's just the status effects that they use on you, because then it's like, okay, I'm confused, I'm stunned. It doesn't really matter if Minwoo's confused. Joseph being confused is a little bit of a problem, but we should be able to Basuna that before he gets a turn. And then I should be able to get rid of these guys, 2 of them, just from Scott and Ricard fighting. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here we go again! The Chocobos, they're fighting me this time! Okay, at least in this. I was gonna say, single targeting that should get rid of the confused, though, so it shouldn't be a huge problem. I should ether. I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna need ether as much. You know, actually, let's, do I have you Ultima again? I think I'm gonna have you Ultima again. We'll see if I can get the ether off. We'll just throw that for you there, and then, okay, good. Gotta use it. Generally speaking, the turn order in Soul of Rebirth is either Scott or Ricard first, then the other one, then Minwoo, and then Joseph. So you can usually kind of work around that turn order and figure out, okay, who's going to throw an item here, who's going to cast a spell, who's going to use a buff, who's going to attack. So just kind of plan around that. Literally saved you an entry in Odyssey. Why on earth would I spend 1/5 of my funds on armor with no effects and only adds a minuscule amount of HP or defense? Yeah, that doesn't really help you. Whereas extra effects definitely help you. So glad Basuna became a Panacea and they ditched Basuna. Yeah, I don't really like Basuna. I use it because I have to, but I don't really like it that much. It's not my favorite spell, but you know, it's there, I guess. We were almost to the stairs. We can almost save again. Oh man. Can you imagine coming into Pandemonium with less than 500 HP though? Like, there were some cases in the original game where that was the case. Like, you'd come in here because you didn't get HP boosts every 12 battles in the original game. So you'd come in here with Maria. If she hadn't been taking hits over the course of the game, she'd have like 400 health. So would have been pretty tough. I mean, she would have been in the back row, so she would have lived, but not from the multi-targeting spell casts. She wouldn't have. Oh, I didn't kill that guy this turn. Well, I could Isuna that, but... Well, he took 400 damage. Is it worth doing that, or is it worth just casting Ultima again? I still can't get over the fact that that's basically what Minwoo does now. He's just like... He just walks up to the enemy. I cast fuck you! Have a DNA spiral! You wouldn't make it very far. If you don't dodge every hit, you die, and magic will insta-kill. Yeah, any multi-targeting magic spell on Maria in that case would be a very swift death. So, it would not work out very well for you. But, you know, you'd eventually make it because you'd have to keep reviving her and she'd get HP increases and stuff. But, you know, wouldn't be too good. Alright, we got a poison to deal with. This is why I brought all those extra status healing items, just in case. We got some high potions to deal with his HP being lowered. Your HP got smacked pretty good, too, because front row. I should have been casting Blink, really, but, you know, it was fine. I was like, just Ultima. Excuse me. And we made it to the second floor. Okay, save to a separate file so I don't screw myself over if I decide it's not worth it and I need to go back. This is the floor, by the way, where the enemies that can drop the Yoichi's bow start appearing a little more often. And it's also the floor where a second enemy with a ribbon drop starts appearing. Lamia Matriarchs, which are just a palette swap of the Lamia Queen, have a chance to drop a ribbon as well. It's a rare drop, mind you, but it's there, so... Okay, Gold Golem is kind of similar to Mithril Golem. He just... We can get through him pretty easily if we just, No, I might not even need Berserk on Joseph now that I think about it, because if I haven't really been practicing it all that much, by the time I actually get it to a decent level, like, Scott's gonna have his weapon and it won't matter anymore, but, you know. But basically, I'm gonna treat it like a boss fight, effectively. I'm gonna put Blink up, I'm gonna put Protect up, and then once I have those up... These guys, as far as I know, have 0 MP, so we should be in the clear to just practice some stuff. I don't know what I'd practice, to be fair, but, you know. I guess I could practice Protect while I'm at it. You got Berserk up on yourself, so you can just attack. Get yourself Berserk. And then Ricardo get an HP increase out of it. This is why I said it's most likely that we're not going to get through this without Ricardo getting to 2,000 HP. He started with 1,350, to be fair. There's only so much I can do. So, I don't think I'll need to cast Protect. Out of anybody, I think the only one that's really going to need to cast Protect is going to be Ricard, to be fair. Because eventually what's going to happen is Scott's going to take over all the Berserking, Minwu's going to be too busy casting Blink on everybody, Joseph's just going to kind of attack, and so that leaves Ricard to cast Protect, so... I could practice Shell a little bit, I guess. And then just go from there. These guys are weak to electricity, by the way, just like the Mithril Golems in Pandemonium, but they're also good fodder for weapon levels because even with Berserk, they have massive defense, so it might be worth it to just wail on them for a little while, let Minwu practice a few spells, and then just go from there. Although I think at this point he's practiced all the spells I care about, so let's just do this. They got like 3,000 HP, so they've got a pretty decent chunk of HP for you to wail on. Did you just take 2 from Poison? Yeah, Poison's not a very strong ailment in this game. That's why I wasn't even worried about healing it. It was like, okay, well, I'm poisoned. Oh well. The Gold Golems are worth their weight in gold, though, because they'll give you 15,000 gil for each one you beat. So that's not terrible. Should work out pretty nicely. Alright, another high potion, and then that should be good. Okay, you know, that's fine. I can handle that, I think. Yeah, we're swimming in money now. Not that that's going to help us too much, but, you know. Okay, I think there's an item up here, if I remember right. I think it's just an ether, though. Yeah. And no secret passage here, right? I don't think those start until the 4th floor. Alright, these Malboro Menaces can drop a Yoichi's bow. It's the rarest drop from them, but they can drop it, so we'll see what we can do. They're the same as the Malboro Terras, basically. They've got good defense, and they'll inflict a bevy of status ailments with their physical attacks. So, or they could, anyway. Like Mini, Stun, I think it's mostly temporary status ailments. It's like Mini, Stun, Confuse, and I forget what the other one... Oh my god, that critted! Holy shit! Okay, so I should also talk about that. Ultima... So I think all spells in this game have a chance to crit. You usually don't see it very often with other spells unless you hit a weakness, because then all of a sudden it just deals a massive amount of damage. But Ultima seems to have an increased crit rate. I don't know if it's like 5% or 8% or what have you, but it seems to crit more often than other spells. Plain and simple, that last hit was a crit. That was 4,700 damage on a level 4 Ultima spell, which is way more than you'd normally see. So, wonder if someone would have uploaded a Soul of Rebirth save with everyone at max HP and stats. I mean, considering some of the videos I've seen on YouTube of people playing Soul of Rebirth, where they've got like 9,000 HP on everybody, I wouldn't be shocked. By the way, I should mention this because Joseph is pulling his weight here. The reason why he's dealing more damage to these guys is because they're weak to ice. So the Flame Lance would actually work better on Malboro Menaces than the Demon Spear because they're not magic beasts. They're kind of the exception rather than the rule, though. Like, Joseph will deal more damage to them, but it's not... I don't think it's worth it to get the Flame Lance just for this one enemy. The toughest enemies that we're going to be fighting on the way are magic beasts, so it's more worth it, I think, to deal it with them. We got something. Okay, well, there's another drop. Now we just need the 2 ribbons. And Joseph is very thankful for that because this is about to, yeah, increase his damage a whole bunch. We also got a power armlet out of those guys, so I'm going to give that to him too, just to increase that damage a little bit more. But yeah, those guys have a pretty decent chance of dropping the Yoichi's bow. I think them and the Catopal Paws, it's an uncommon drop, so, like, you should get one if you get a big chunk of them like that, you know? So, is it worth getting this off you now? I don't know if it is, honestly. I think I'd rather wait until I can take the gold hairpin off of you, put the ribbon on you. Or even put the ribbon on you, then give the Protect Ring to Scott, and then move the Thief's Gloves over to you. No, because you wouldn't need the Thief's Gloves. You'd want the Power Armlet for now. So, okay. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Use Thunder Lances for Soul of Rebirth. Never found the Demon Lance or any of the ultimate weapons. And Thunder Lance, honestly, will get the job done. It deals a lot of damage, so I could definitely see that working out pretty well. And I think it drops from some of the earliest enemies in the area as well, if I remember correctly, so it shouldn't be too hard to get, so... Like, if you're using axes, I believe the Death Knights can even drop the Rune Axe for you way back in the Unknown Cave, so... Hey, go nuts with that too, you know? Like, just go nuts with whatever you have at that point. Yeah, no secret passages, so we're gonna have to go the hard way all the way around. Okay, well, I don't really need you anymore, but... Oh, I have this at level 5 now, so that explains a lot about the damage output that it's had so far. I love how we got a Toad Tome as well, and it's like, yeah, no, I don't really need that. Alright, just attack. It's fine. We'll get some Berserk going on Scott, and then next turn he can slash them with the Defender. I haven't, by the way, decided with Scott yet. Oh, there's the status ailments. Sleep, that's another one that they can do. I haven't decided yet with Scott whether or not I want to have him dual-wield swords like Leon did, or if I want him to stick with sword and shield. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. I think we'll see soon enough. I mean, I smuggled the Defender in here for him, so I feel like it's probably worth it to have him dual-wield, but I'm not sure about that yet, so I think we'll figure that out soon. I should heal, hold on. Don't just walk forward, we need to heal a little bit. Alright, that should be good for now. Almost to the 3rd floor, and there's a secret passage on the 3rd floor that'll make it a little quicker to get to the end, but of course we still have to make it back after all of this, so, you know, that's going to be a problem in itself. It's going to be a bit of a chore. I don't think I'll need Protect. I think Blink should keep us enough, so let's just have you guys get weapon levels out of this. Ricard doesn't need weapon levels. He's already got level 10 in lances and shields, so he's good. Scott and Joseph are really the big ones that need it. Look at that, Yoichi's bow already pulling its weight. It was a crit, but you already dealt damage to that guy. That's impressive. I'm just kind of going to let them wail on him for a little bit. Okay, so 3 hits, but with Blink up, we might be able to dodge those. You had 8 Thunder Lances. You were tempted to have everyone dual-wield them, but that seemed dumb for Minwoo, and you preferred Joseph with his fists. Yeah, and I think, to be fair, a lot of people just would rather use Joseph with his bare hands. It's kind of the way that the game gives him to you, so, you know, that's... Usually, that's the way that people end up working him out, is they're just like, yeah, okay, well, just use your fist, Joseph. And, I mean, that's fine, you know. I'm just not a big fan of it because it doesn't give him enough evasion to really be... I mean, he would have the most HP out of anybody if he just did his 2 hands, you know. He would inflict massive damage, but he'd also be dropping to the floor a whole lot. So, what else do I want to practice? I guess Shell. We can get Shell to 8. I know Blink is going to get to at least 8. It might get to 9 by the time we're done, but if we can get Shell to 8, that wouldn't be too bad. We don't need it for this fight in particular, but, you know. By the way, that's an unboosted Joseph that's actually dealing damage to those guys, so that's pretty nice. I'm going to practice Basuna as well. Yeah, we can do that there. And then after this, we'll cast Ultima and take care of him. Excuse me. Again, if I had kept Thunder, you could cast Thunder on the guy, and that'll deal massive damage. Like, even our Thunder 4s from Scott would have done about probably 1,000 damage a cast, but, you know, we don't really have that anymore, so I don't have that luxury. Still, Scott's doing pretty good damage with that Defender Sword with Berserk level 3. That's not bad at all. And actually, the funny thing about Berserk is that the way that Soul of Rebirth is programmed, the developers actually planned on it. Like in the original game, I don't think they planned on how good Berserk was. So they didn't really give the enemies enough defense to dodge it. Some of the later enemies that we'll fight in Soul of Rebirth, and some of the ones we're fighting right now, have so much defense that casting Berserk, it pretty much just gives you a flat damage bonus, rather than all of a sudden your damage spiking and you being able to inflict 5,000 damage a hit. The enemies here have so much defense that all of a sudden, you know, that's something I didn't mention either. So the attack stat has a cap in this game of 255. You cannot go above that amount. And in here, the enemies have so much defense that eventually you'll hit that cap and you'll still only do like 2,000 damage a hit per attack, because the enemies just have so much defense. Like the final boss has 240 defense. So like, to give you an idea, if I get Berserk to like level 5 or so, that's like maybe 2,000 damage per hit, which is still a lot, to be fair, but it's not like a spike like it was in the original game. So. Oh good, 2 more Oricats. You guys were just what I was looking for. Because I should be able to one-round you this time. Well, maybe not you, but the Ultima level 5 on your friend. Sayonara, sucker! I will take my cake from you now. I don't think I want an Orukat cake. That would probably be gross. Joseph, that is substantial damage. Good work. Okay, got 2 more gold hairpins. That's good. Not what I wanted, but hey, I got a bunch of gold hairpins in the original game, and those are not particularly uncommon drops either, so I'll get it. We've all got headgear now. I'll take that, you know, that's worthwhile. So, it's not ribbons, but hey, I'll take it. Genji gloves in this chest. No monster in a box, because they knew how shit they were by this point. And secret passage is... I forgot about this in the original game, too. It's actually up and around here. Death? Yep, death. I had a feeling once he stood there for an extra few pixels, it was like, nope, he's dead. More curse 8s, I love that. Alright, I think we get this under control first. I think we Ultima a couple of times, and then we get Scott up after that. I'm going to cast Protect on you so that you have a little extra defense. You should be able to survive the death hit because of the Protect ring, but... And I don't think Curse affects my spell damage. I guess we're going to find out right now. It does actually affect my spell damage. That was less damage than I would have normally done. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's see, Minwu should live this. Yep. Oh, Joseph lived it too. Nice. Well, I don't know if we'll get lucky twice, though. Nope. Knew that was coming. Alright, so we'll get rid of you. And then maybe I Phoenix down Joseph, actually, with you. And then when there's only one Orukat, it should be a little easier for us to kind of micromanage from there. Like, honestly, I can just throw another Phoenix down with Ricard and then send Ultima 5 at the other one and should kill him. They've got 1,000 HP, if I remember correctly, so... Okay, that one critted as well. But, you know, that's good. Yeah, in order to get to the shortcut on this thing, I need to go up and around, by the way. That was what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by more Orukats. But, I mean, I guess it's not a rude interruption if it's an Orukat. They've got some good gear for me, so... Hell, I'll take a couple extra Protect Rings if you're feeling generous today. The thing about Orukats, though, is that you see them so often in here. Like, once you get to the second floor, they're pretty common enemies. They're in a lot of monster formations, so... The likelihood of you getting a ribbon is not exactly high, but it's not exactly low either, because you just see so many of them that it's like, okay, cool. You know, I might get something out of this. I hope we have enough crosses to get through this. I don't know if I bought enough of those. Probably did, but, you know, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Alright, I gotta cast Cure outside of battle. I love when that happens. Okay, it's level 9 now. So that's more than it was in the original game. I'm gonna have to throw an Ether next thing, but that's okay. Did I save when I got to this floor? No, I didn't. Alright, we're saving now. Remember, we still got to get out of here after all this is said and done, and we probably won't even get to that today, but, you know, we'll just hang around in the Palace of... Oh, God. Chaos Riders! And not a preemptive strike? Oh, this is gonna blow. Alright, well, we're gonna treat this like a boss fight, because it basically is. So, I mean, I guess at least it's not 4 of them, but... Chaos Riders are just as dangerous as their Death Rider cousins. They cast Confuse 16 on Joseph. That's a really bad thing. But they also hit and drain HP per hit, so that's a problem too. And now Scott's confused, which will be problematic. Okay, well, at least they both broke out of it. That's good. You got Berserk up on yourself, so you might as well just try to whack them upside the head while we're here. Yeah, they also have a lot of defense, so that's not really going to help us. Drain 16 on a single person will probably also hurt a lot, yeah. Oh yeah, and I forgot, they Osmos your MP as well, so this is like the encounter you don't want to see. As a matter of fact, honestly, it might be worth a reset depending on how much MP they suck out of you. So, I'll see how much they suck out of me before this is all over and done with, and because we just saved, so like I'm not opposed to the idea of just resetting right here. You don't understand how petty I can be, Chaos Riders. I can be pretty petty. At least we're getting to see Ultima's different levels, though, in the process of leveling it this whole way, you know? That's kind of nice. Yeah, I don't think that's really helping you guys very much. You're not really getting a whole lot of mileage out of what you're doing. I'm just going to do that. Let's throw a couple of Ethers. Let's throw one Minwu's way, and then we'll throw one Ricard's. Well, I don't know, should I? Yeah, I should with Ricard, because he's really only going to be casting Protect from now on, so... It's not like his contribution to the Berserk department didn't go well, though. Like, he contributed quite a lot. Oh, okay, well, there goes that. That's an Ether I just wasted. Good thing they gave me one in a chest. He did contribute, though. Without his Berserk, we would not have been able to beat the Ultima weapon. But, you know. He probably won't be casting Berserk too much after this, so... Oh yeah, and I forgot, that's another reason why Chaos Riders suck in this one. They have a shit drop table in comparison to Death Riders. Death Riders, at the very least, can give you some really good equipment. Chaos Riders? Nah, they're stingy fuckers. They don't give you anything good. It's like all heavy equipment. It's like the same drop table as Generals, if I remember correctly, which is mostly just heavy armor and nothing else. Okay, maybe the Rune Axe is okay, but like... No, you know what? That's it. They're the ones that give you the Rune Axe, not the Death Knights. I think the Death Knights might have been the ones that gave me the Poison Axe. So, all right, 4th floor. So we have enough time to go grab one item, maybe 2. Since we can maybe get, you know, I should probably also heal Ricard's MP while I'm thinking about it, while I'm looking right at it. It's not much, but it'll do. Okay, let's look at the map. Hold on. Ooh, I don't need that map anymore. We'll never go back there. Let's see. Alright. We're going to do this in the same order that we did it in the OG, I think, because I think in the OG we started on the far... No, I think we went left to right in the main game, so in this one we're going to start on the far right and then go to the far left. So the far left actually has the ribbon, so maybe what we'll do is we'll go far right, and then we'll go far left, and then we'll get the 2 in the middle after that, because the 2 in the middle are a little quicker to grab, but the one on the far right has 2 weapons for us. And trust me when I tell you, those weapons will be very helpful here. The damage output that we're doing now is okay. We can one-round a good chunk of things with what we've got, but if we fight some of the tougher stuff, it's going to take multiple turns to get through them. Once we get those ultimate weapons, you watch how much our fortune changes here. It's not just going to be Minwu one-shotting everything anymore. Although, to be fair, Joseph has the Yoichi's bow now, so at least we know our weapons are covered once we get these ones out of these chests. So, alright, I'll take the one on the right. And this is where we found Zombie Borgin in the OG. But, we won't find Zombie Borgin here. We already killed him, so... Oh, ambushed! This is what I get for taking those thief's gloves off. Okay, well, a couple people are going to go down here, but... Oh, hey, we survived. Not even bad. I'll take it. And honestly, We might kill these guys before Minwu gets around to Ultima. Well, maybe not with that damage output, but Joseph could probably just about kill that one by himself right now, so... Why did they choose Borgin of all people to bring back as a palette swap? I mean, originally he was in Pandemonium as a palette swap as a zombie because he went to hell. But then they decided to bring him back for this one because they were like, yeah, well, you know, he's got history with Joseph, and Joseph is here, so might as well. I don't know. I guess it never bothered me. I think we're good. I don't know if we need to heal. I think I'm just going to keep going. I might regret that, but I think I'm just going to keep going. Nope, not this one. I got to go up and around first to get to the secret passage. Ah, Cat Opalpaws. You guys could drop me some okay stuff as well. I think Joseph might be able to one-shot the twin heads. I don't think they have that much HP. Yeah, Cat Opalpaws has a lot of HP and defense. These are the guys, by the way, again, that have uncommon drops in the form of Yoichi's bow. So, I think they can also drop the Sunblade, actually, now that I think about it. But there's the problem right there. They cast Gaze 5, which can be troublesome. It stones you, so obviously that's a bit of a problem. But I think next turn we should be able to handle that, because I'll just have Ricard throw a Gold Needle. And then Minwu can kill it with Ultima, and then we should be okay from there. This is why I bought those Gold Needles, by the way, just in case of a situation like this. There's a few enemies in here that can use a Gaze spell on you to stone you, so gotta be a little careful with that. But we got it, so. AoE magic is a scam, but the animations are so good. That's why I save the AoE magic for, like, the big bosses, the ones that are really, like, large. Oh, good, another Yoichi's Bell. That's an uncommon drop, like I said, though, so I'm not really surprised by that one. But yeah, so they saved, like, the animations. I saved the AoE animations that are the large ones for the spells for, like, the big bosses. So the ones that are so large that their hitbox allows that large spell to take up the whole screen, so... That's what I save those for, is that particular situation. So, okay, so first box. Let's see how Pandora this box really is, though. I mean, we've got a level 6 Ultima spell. I'm not really super concerned, but, you know, it's still concerning. Alright, but we'll see what's in it, and then we'll grab it. The Wyvern Lance is inside of this one, so I already mentioned its name, but it's Ricard's ultimate lance, and it will be much better for him in terms of his damage output. That being said, it's a monster in a box. Against the Black Dragon. Again! We can't escape this guy. He's in the Arcane Labyrinth, and he's here. This is where he was originally fought, though, to be fair, so that's why he's here again. He casts Flare 16, so that is making a triumphant return. I love that. I could probably kill him in a couple of casts of Ultima, but I'm going to try to not do that as best I can. I'm going to just hope he does a physical attack this turn instead of just casting Flare 16 again. We did save, to be fair, so that should be okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can manage that. We'll just get another blink up and then... Again, this is where Osmos would have come in real handy for Ricard. If he had it, he probably would have had it to about level 4 or 5 at this point, and he could have sucked out all of Black Dragon's MP, and this wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem, but it's still a problem. To be fair, though, at least we're still getting to use Ricard's Berserk, so that's nice. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot to mention it. So we got the Wyvern Lance from the chest, right? Well, take a look at this. I'm going to cast Ultima. Probably that means he's going to go down this turn, but we can actually take the Demon Spear and unequip it and just equip the Wyvern Lance in battle right now. So, and it will apply the Berserk that we just gave to Ricard. So, goodbye, Black Dragon. Yeah, that's much better. I will take... Okay, Joseph's dead, but I will take that. He's going to be dead for the whole fight because this Ultima should kill, I think. But that's okay. Joseph, he wouldn't have gotten too much out of this anyway. Maybe an MP increase, but it's all good. Should we pick up Joseph's dead body? I don't think we should leave it here. This is hell, after all. Oh, good. I get a Holy Lance from the Wyvern Lance guy. Thanks. Thanks a whole lot, guys. All right, Minwu, let's get Joseph back up, shall we? There we go. But yeah, now that we have the Wyvern Lance, our fortunes are about to change because the damage output is about to be much better. So, now that being said, I don't know about our supplies because I'm going to need to use several of these to get all of you back to decent health. Okay, well, 25. I mean, we still have half of the ones we had left, and I've still got almost all of my ethers, so that should help quite a bit. Just use a few of those right now. Use a few on Ricard. One on Ricard should be enough, actually. There we go. Alright, let's do one more before we call it a day, shall we? Let's grab one more weapon, because now that we have that one, it should be a lot better. And so that means we've got 2 ultimate weapons. Let's go for a third. Maybe I'll go for the 4th one at the beginning of the next episode, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, these twin heads aren't really too threatening, honestly. They mostly just Blizzard 12 you, and they don't... I think they only have like 800 HP, so it's not really that big of a deal. Just watch the cat opal pause, and you should be fine. Yeah, Black Dragon, hello! I will just kill and then die. Forgot how much I love the character portraits change when someone dies, like it's so different. I feel like the fidelity of these versions of the game... It's not that the GBA versions of Final Fantasy V and VI aren't good in terms of the way that they present stuff. I just feel like the fidelity of the PSP versions for Final Fantasy 1 and 2 specifically, like... I mean, I guess in a way 3 and 4 do it as well, but I don't know. I like the way that they present everything in these ones, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And another Yoichi's bow. I'll have a few things to sell when I get out of here. Wait, where's the... No, it's in here. That's what it is. I think there was a secret passage there in the original palace, but there's no secret passage here, so... Chaos Riders. I mean, at the very least, we still have... we have the Wyvern Lance now, so we should be able to kill them pretty effectively. I don't remember how much HP they have, though, so I might be eating my words in a second. If they osmose me too much, I may honestly reset and redo the Black Dragon fight. Like that's how much I don't want to see Chaos Riders in here. Is that it's that bad? They just suck, and it's not that they drain. I mean, they drain your HP out, but they just suck because they're just a pain in the nuts to fight. They cast a bunch of stupid statuses. They drain out your HP and MP. It's just not a whole lot of fun. Oh, Ricard, you got slowed. That's why you did nothing there. Okay, well, it is what it is. I don't think we'll be able to kill that guy this turn, but, I mean, at least he's not osmosing me yet. I can be thankful of that much. He's still not dead yet, though. I can only Ultima so hard, guys, like... And it's slow 16 as well, so that's going to be super, super ridiculous for Ricard's damage output. I bet you these guys have 2,000 HP, though, because we gave him a very distinct amount of punishment, and he just took it and didn't die, so... Yikes. More high potions, or do I use some ethers and cure? I think I'm going to use cure and some ethers, actually. Well, it's healing for a little more than the high potions are, so, you know. Alright, but there should be a secret passage here, and then at the wall. If we just go straight to the left from here, we should find another one. So, you know, Ultima's level 6. I might be able to blanket cast this and kill all the twin heads. Actually, Joseph, you go after the... No, you go after the Cat Opal Paws, actually, because Joseph will go after all of you, so... That should kill that one. Yep. Let's see how much the blanket cast does. Yeah, that's about right. We're not quite there yet in terms of our damage output, but that blanket cast just about killed everything in one shot. And that will only continue to go up the further we go here. Wait till we get Minwu's ultimate weapon. Then, the escalation will continue. Like I said, I might go get that next, actually. I was going to go get the ribbon next, but I might go get Minwu's ultimate weapon next, just because after we get into this secret room over here, we'll have everybody's ultimate weapon except for Minwu's, so it might be more worth it to just do that. There's a Sunblade for us. I might, trying to think if I want to equip that on Scott, like put the defender in his offhand, just like Leon. I think I'm going to do that, actually, because eventually his berserks are going to be really nice with dual wielding weapons. So, and like I said before, the defender basically acts like a shield, so like he's got 99% evasion. He's got nothing to worry about there. All we got to worry about is the fact that this room is trapped. So there's going to be a bunch of monsters here. All right, Bloodbones I can handle. These guys are undead, and the Sunblade works really well on them, so this I can handle. They only have like 1,000 HP as well, so they're cake at this point. Especially now that we have the Wyvern Lance. Like I said, our damage output is going to escalate very quickly here. It's going to be kind of crazy how ridiculous things get in the process of getting all those good weapons that we just got. And I mean, I might as well get a use out of my life spell, you know, because I mean, I'm still using it. I'm still reviving people, but might as well use it for what it's really meant to do, which is kill undead enemies. So. Alright. Save here. See what's in the chest. I mean, I know what's in the chest. It's the Wild Rose Sword, Scott's ultimate weapon. But it's another monster in a box. Oh, I found Lucifer. Wait, you're in heaven again, though? Hold on, wait a minute. How did you get here? You fell from... Hang on, I'm trying to think about this. I don't know how he got over here. Like, it seems silly for him to have gotten to where he is. Like, I don't know if that makes any... Okay, well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, one of the other things... I didn't talk about this before. I'm just going to quickly pivot here real quick. Because we can equip the Wild Rose on Scott right now. The reason why the Wyvern Lance did so much damage previously is not just because of the fact that it has high attack power. It's also because of the fact that it gives Ricard plus 99 strength and agility. The Wild Rose gives Scott plus 99 strength and intelligence. So now he becomes the premier Berserk caster in your party because he has 99 intelligence, so his Berserk will cast for a lot of damage. So we're going to give that to Joseph because he has nothing else to do but attack. We're going to have Ricard cast Protect on himself. And we'll go from there. This is just SMT now, that's why he's here. Yeah, it's just, I just think it's funny because Lucifer got thrown out of hell by the Emperor and now he's just stuffed in a box somewhere. Like, what the hell? Doing Lucifer dirty, guys. Like, come on now. Yeah, see, there's a pretty solid damage output there, and that's only Berserk level 4, so, like, you know, that's pretty substantial. Yeah, we'll cast that on Ricard next as well. We'll let him get Protect up on Scott. This is kind of how things are going to go for boss fights now, though, is get Berserk up on Joseph, because he's just going to attack. Get Berserk up on Ricard. Get Berserk up on yourself. Minwu will cast Blink on our 2 frontline fighters, and then cast Shell on himself. Excuse me, although he'll probably want to cast it on Joseph as well, just so that way they can survive some of the harder hits. I'm going to cast it on him anyway, and then you get Berserk up on yourself. So it's like 3 turns of buffing overall. You need to use an eye drops, so let's do that. This is why I bought all these things. Might as well use them. Yeah, that's real nice. Yeah, Fire 16, not really a big deal now that we have all those black robes. Flare 16, now that's where the problem lies. We'll practice Shell some more, we'll cast it on Joseph, and then next turn, everybody else can wail on him. I'm not really worried about our damage output. We probably, at this point with all the Berserks, we should be able to kill him this turn. Matter of fact, right now, I think. Yeah. Especially with that going on. Like, with Scott dual-wielding with the Defender, he should be in great shape. We got something out of him. What'd we get? Okay, Spider Silk, that's fine. That's not really going to do me a whole lot of good, Lucifer, thanks. But yeah, just to show you, if we go to the status menu, yeah, so Scott gets plus 99 strength and plus 99 intelligence from the Wild Rose being equipped, and Ricard gets plus 99 strength and plus 99 agility from having that equipped. It shows 99 because that's the maximum it can show on the screen there. So as a result of that, now Scott is our premier Berserk caster. He'll do that for 3 turns at the beginning of each boss fight. Ricard will cast Protect for 2 turns just to keep himself and Scott alive in case of any extraneous hits that get through. Joseph will just kind of attack, so I don't even need him to have Berserk anymore. And then Minwu, he can get Blink up on Scott and Ricard and then get Shell up on himself and Joseph until they get enough HP to survive. And from there, we should be good to go. Now, the real question is, are we going to be able to make it to Minwu's ultimate weapon and Joseph's ultimate pieces of equipment that he'll be grabbing in a few minutes by going to the other doors? Because we still have a long way to go before we make it out of the Unknown Palace. And that's just getting out of here after we get the ultimate pieces of equipment. We still have to make a return trip to go all the way to the bottom? Top? We still haven't figured out where the hell we are, so... Just like Untyped and Almighty Damage in games, you can just ward against enemies all you want. Almighty Damage says, fuck you, yeah. And that's pretty much what Ultima is in this case. Like I said, it's, I cast fuck you in that direction. And it's Ultima 7 now, so that should help us carry quite hard as we continue our way through the Unknown Palace. on the next episode of Final Fantasy II Soul of Rebirth, the Stream Edition, which will be happening on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And getting out of this room is going to be a problem, because like I said, it's a trap room, so every one of these tiles has an increased encounter rate. But we'll get there. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream, and I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. You know, it's too bad I didn't buy more ethers and high potions. Quite honestly, if we had about double the supplies that we had coming in here, and some elixirs as well, to be fair, we probably could have made it through all of hell in one go. Like, all of this palace in one go. That would have been a first for me, to be fair. I don't think I would have wanted to do it, but it would have been a first for me.